Now get ready for the time of your lives, cause you are now watching GAHCast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to GAHCast, the show where one of the hosts really likes baby metal. I'm your host, Hydrowave99, and I'm joined here today with FluufAlpaca. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm just yawning a lot because I'm just a bit tired.
Oh, I
Definitely
hear.
doesn't have anything to do with, you know, a certain something that you did, which,
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So I actually
uh,
gifted FluufAlpaca here the Halo Infinite campaign.
yeah, and I can't wait to play it. Oh my god, I've been playing the multiplayer. I got up to like level 24, I think, in the multiplayer, and I was like, I really want to play the campaign. I want to get into Halo, but then, you know, then I was like, I don't have enough funds. It's literally December. I'm getting gifts for everyone. And then, out of nowhere, I get gifts by this dude right here. Hydrowave, save the day. I can't wait to play it. All right. Um, I just hope it's not like Halo 5 where like you kind of have to know a little bit before. But anyways, I'm gonna go on blind and play it, and I think I'm just gonna I might do a let's play of it on Mercury Alpaca, my other channel, but um, who knows?
Yeah,
I
and
heard it's a lot like Far Cry, but um, it's not like super like Far Cry. It's open world, unlike the other Halos, which I guess are just linear and stuff.
yeah.
But um, it's just an open world sort of thing where you take over stuff, I guess, or whatever, like Far Cry, but it's more or less just like Halo as well. I know it starts off linear, which um I'm gonna have to, go through some hoops, I guess, but it's like, was it like 2 hours in the campaign? Then you finally
Yeah,
get the
so it's
freedom or
about like
something.
2-ish hours in the beginning. It's like 1 2 hours. It's linear, but then after that, it starts to really open up a lot, and the open world really gets there.
Alright, awesome. I can't wait to play it. Oh my god. I get so giddy for no fucking reason. I'm just like I just like I can't wait to play it because like I love the multiplayer, um, but I've never played a Halo game in my life. The closest I've gotten to playing a Halo game was I did play Halo 5's campaign, but only up to like the point where there's this like ruins that you go in, and then afterward like I didn't really play it that much. I only played the co-op with my brother, and then it was like eh. But I the closest to ever experiencing the multiplayer itself though was like Halo 3 with Ford and stuff, which I believe I've already mentioned that before, but still, oh my god, it's amazing going from being somebody who's like seeing the stuff to playing it. Just like for me with Resident Evil 4 with my other brother, it's like I don't know. I'm just happy that I get to play the campaign finally and
Oh,
stuff.
of course, and yeah, it's
Um,
funny enough how like the one series you never thought you'd be into is all of a sudden your game of the year, which is pretty nuts to say.
well, it's just because like I I know Halo is a lot different from other like games, the higher time to kill, like you have to like literally decimate energy shield, and then you can finally, actually put some bullets into people and stuff. I don't know. It's like versus Call of Duty where you pop out a cover, you're gonna be dead. you know, or you
Yeah.
gotta react like a. You have to be, you know, chugging down energy drinks to twitch aim to the next guy. It's like I don't know, but you know, some people think it's lower time to kill. That's more skill because you have to twitch aim. But I mean, it just rewards whoever like, you know, I don't know. It's weird, but anyways, that has nothing to do with the campaign. I can't wait to play a campaign. I hope it's like a little bit like Far Cry, but not like you know, of course, like a complete like, you know, I guess rip off. Not well, not really a rip off at that point, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'll see. I'll see.
Of course. Yeah. So, was there anything else much new that happened with you recently, or not really?
Uh, yeah. Well, I mean, I already talked about the Pokemon cards and the phone, but I mean, after that, I don't know.
Not really. Not much. Not too much.
Not that I can remember, other than I watched Fortnite and stuff, which we'll get into later, I guess,
Oh,
right?
of course.
You
Yeah.
know.
So obviously we have a lot of topics to talk about, and I'm sure a lot of you don't want to see this baby metal image here anymore, so I'll get that turned off.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, what? I just fucking remembered. You son of a fucking bitch. Oh my god. Okay, so last week, I what the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, so what the? So last week, I told Hydro that. Okay, so here's what was happening. So last week I told Hydra that one of these days he's gonna hide an image on that TV in the background. It's not gonna be his Xbox being on in the background or something being on that TV. It's gonna be a fucking like Easter egg that I won't notice until later on when the video gets published. But he already fucking did. See. Oh my god. So that happened. I was expecting you to do that like episodes in when I'm like, oh hey, 3 weeks from now. I'm like, oh yeah, oh, what's in the background? Yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what else annoys you? The fact that this lunchbox exists, dude. Love. Baby metal. Breath of the J-pop metal. New short up, by the way.
Yeah.
On the channel. Yeah. I'm back to making shorts, which will hopefully everyone loves those, you know. I figure just highlighting the basics of, you know, the basic like you know, the parts that are like would pull somebody in and like make people want to watch the series a lot more, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But genuinely I don't know. I hope we get a, you know, a good audience, you know, from
Yeah.
that.
Absolutely. You know.
I really appreciate, you know, having people listen to this like podcasts and stuff because it makes me feel like I'm actually doing something because personally I don't do anything with my own channels and I don't know why.
I hear you.
Anyways,
Yeah, I know
but
you.
because of the Halo campaign, I'm gonna do something on my other channel. So
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't know what I'm doing. Yay! Just like this episode. Oh wait,
Exactly.
last episode. Never mind. We don't know what the fuck we're doing, but Halo Infinite. Oh shit! What the fuck did my avatar just do? Oh, anyways.
I have no idea, but shall we get to the news?
Yep. Let's get straight into it.
And let's talk about the first chapter. Actually, not the first chapter. The third chapter of Fortnite. So once the article loads up, because as many of you know, Fortnite Chapter 2 ended, and now we get Fortnite Chapter 3 with new mechanics and everything being added, along with new skins and a changed up island.
Oh yes, the world has been turned on its head once again through John Fortnite.
Woo!
Anyways, uh, yeah. So, the island. I was there actually. I don't think I think I mentioned it also, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, I saw the island flip over. I was downstairs, just like I had it, and I was just standing there, um, waiting for the counter to count down, and people were joining. Um, and I was just watching, and then like this thing flew out of the pyramid, and like the cube exploded. There was like a blue cube, and like a few other things happened, and then out of nowhere, Scuba Jonesy was about to be uh electrocuted without a wet sponge underneath his hat, and then Dwayne the Rock Johnson came to the rescue.
Woo! Anyways,
So yeah, yeah, that happened, and basically he blew up the island and it flipped over, and um, yeah, um, things. I don't know. But hey, season one flipped.
exactly. And so for those of you who, yeah, so let's just go over this, and we could see
Let's
here that,
slide right into it.
yeah, slide right into it because, we have new mechanics in Fortnite, and what we're going to talk about first is the main, if you if you have the article on hand,
Yep, I do.
we could see a couple of the skins here. I mean, you could play as Spider-Man if you progress very far in the battle pass, and among other things, got a couple other skins here. Cool, cool. I mean, this is the perfect way to get Spider-Man on PC. This is all what we wanted.
Yeah, certainly. We get to play Spider-Man, the definitive edition, on PC.
Exactly.
Woo! We don't even
Woo!
have to wait for Sony to allow it on PlayStation like Days Gone and stuff. And now we can play as a buff, muscular pinata llama.
Exactly. So it's all even better.
Yeah. Um, we can also be like the guy from the Institute, I guess, or whoever this dude is that was The Rock.
Yes,
So yay.
exactly. Yeah, let's keep scrolling down a little bit because there's some more things to show here. Like, for instance,
Certainly.
so we have a couple highlights here. Like, they mentioned how one of their taglines here is breaking the ice, in which they mentioned this is like a new island, so there's gonna be new locations and all that other stuff, similar to what happened with Chapter 1, Chapter 2. And I did notice on the map too that the island was actually much more covered in ice. Like half the island was winter.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that and I was like, the island flipped over. Uh, maybe Fortnite took place in Australia until now. I don't know.
That would
I'm,
actually
I'm
be kind
just
of
making a
funny.
joke.
Like imagine if you were like fucking Scuba Jonesy
Yeah,
and you had to
and
fight kangaroos instead of zombies.
yeah, and then you could swim all the way down and land back to the original island. I don't know.
That would be funny. Like if imagine there's like a time paradox thing or like the Great Barrier Reef was just a
Yeah,
time portal.
you've created a time paradox.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, certainly.
And
Um,
then they also mentioned, and now we get to go to the new, you know, mechanics of the game. You could see that now we could slide. You could, yeah, slide around. You can, with grappling hooks, you can now swing onto like buildings and stuff like that. And yeah, and you can also use Spider Man's web shooter. So I guess, yeah,
oh
so
my god. Yeah, you can crawl faster now apparently and pick up stuff. That's
Yeah,
also that'd be pretty useful if like they just knocked you out as you like you could buy some time like as they kill you, but you picked up the so you picked up the epic weapon or legendary weapon, whatever it's called, the golden weapon, and you have to you can hold on to it, and they have to literally like actually like kill you in order to get the weapon. Now they can't just grab it and then run off with it. Now they have to like you have to buy you can buy time even with how little time you have now.
yeah,
I like that.
yeah, absolutely. And as they mentioned here, we talked about earlier. You got like new outfits such as Spider-Man, which this allows us to play as Spider-Man on PC. So, I mean, in a way, we could get our secret code to play as all Miles Morales and Spider-Man on PlayStation on PC. That's what everybody wanted. We all know that one friend of ours that wants it to happen.
Oh yeah, certainly. And now we can now live the dream
Exactly.
by stealing Spider-Man's gloves, I guess.
Exactly. Oh,
And yeah.
continue what you're saying, by the way.
And now we can earn XP in creative through accolades. What was I gonna say? Um, which hmm, interesting. I mean, it says creators can incorporate accolades in their maps, which I don't know if the creators in Fortnite are like verified. So if they can't just give you an like instantly unlock like a tier in the battle pass, like I'm only concerned about that part. But
Yeah, like
yeah.
I think one of the things this doesn't mention, I believe this is the case now, is that if you have the battle pass, and this is beyond battle royale,
Hmm.
this could technically mean that you can gain battle royale battle pass experience from Save the World, the mode that everyone forgets exists.
Oh yeah, they made it free now, but it like there's not many people play that, even though the like it's free now. I think right.
I'm not
Like
sure.
I could have sworn it was free now, and um, truthfully, I don't I didn't find much of fun in it when it was paid. Um, hopefully it's better now. I mean it's mostly just going around and doing X or Y objective and protecting the van or something. Uh it was very difficult to lose. Um, but what is this? Start a camp with your squad. Oh yeah, and also the environments in the new island are very diverse. There's literally winter right next to desert, um, among tropics and all that other stuff. Um, but start a camp with your squad. A teammate can use your tent to assemble. Uh, what's up?
So it looks like
Oh,
it's like a safe spot. So you can put a tent
yeah.
down. And you have a little safe spot to heal your team up and everything.
Oh, interesting.
That's
Interesting.
that's what it seemed like the idea. It's like, or you can like find pristine landscape you don't want to leave behind. Need a home base while exploring the island. Put on a tent to heal up or stash items to collect in future matches. So you can. So I guess there's certain matches that hey. So like if there's certain items that you find in the map that you think would be useful in the future.
Wait, you can make like a new game plus by like storing items like kind of like in Super Mario Bros. 3 almost.
I guess so, based off on
Oh my god, that's awesome. So you don't have to worry about starting out with junk anymore. You don't have to be worried about being stuck with a gray pistol or an AR. Oh my god, that's so great. But you just need to get the tent though, so maybe you're still stuck with it. Never mind. But wow, I do love that. That's actually kind of useful. I wonder if you can maybe they can make it like a you can bring stuff from Save the World because Save the World has a lot of weapons that are exclusive. Maybe you could bring back the old combat shotgun
You know, funny,
from.
yeah. Funny enough, I think what will probably happen is that like if it's not in the tent, you're screwed.
Yeah.
So it's like you die, you lose the items, and then someone else can carry them. But I don't. I think what the tent is that like it's like for chapter 3, season 1 onward. It's you can use these tents to like, hey, I found this really cool area I want to set a tent in, and like obviously another mechanic they also mentioned too that there's now gonna be storms.
What do you mean by storms?
Like weather storms, like
Oh,
tornadoes and stuff like that, and on the map too. So not to deal with players killing each other and trying to build fortresses and everything like that, but there's also like tornadoes and stuff that can happen on the map too. So you have to be watchful for all that stuff too.
interesting. Yeah. But about the tent thing, I wonder if it's. Do you know about the Ender chest in Minecraft?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's gonna work like that, where you can place it down and store something, and then place it down later, and then grab that thing after you've died or something.
I think that's how it's gonna work. It's something like that because you can
Okay.
it seems like you can relocate the. It does say here that you can, relocate the tent, and on top of it too, like this is also useful too because like if you have the tent and you place it down, your teammates can also come in and utilize the weapons that you have in your stash that you think could be useful for them. So, provided I think you would have
See.
to allow it, but still. Anyways,
Yeah.
let's scroll down a little bit, and obviously there's now a new bragging crown thing, but again, it's just a minor cosmetic thing. But overall, looking at what they've done for this, chapter 2 thing, I do think that this is
Oh,
not
chapter
chapter
three.
3. Yeah, I meant to say that. Wow, there's a lot of weird things that are errors, but overall, though, like I do think this is quite a bit of an interesting change for Fortnite. Like I think having more mechanics is good to give it a little bit more depth,
Quite definitely.
and to see like all these changes, especially being able to like more quality of life changes is always welcome. In terms of the battle royale, I mean to say,
Oh yeah, certainly. Yeah,
because
I
there,
think you. I think this will add a little bit more depth to what's. I'd honestly kind of say it's a little stale. So I hope this kind of adds a lot more. I wonder what this like weird like fish gumball thing. It looks like Kirby without any feet, without any like boots.
hard to really say, but
It looks like a Fortnite Kirby. Anyway, I don't know.
yeah. Anyways, we could let's just move on to our next topic here,
Oh yeah, definitely.
which we gotta
What?
talk about how Ubisoft is now they're experimenting with NFTs now.
Oh, that thing. Oh, NFTs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so pretty much what's going to happen is that the company is now going to allow people to buy and sell unique digital items. So, in other words, there will be items that Ubisoft will distribute, and they're going to allow you to like buy these items. And then, if Ubisoft cuts off, stops being able to do it, you could then sell the thing for pretty ridiculous amounts of money. So the idea here is we're not on the Ubisoft Quartz page, but actually I could probably launch it on the side too. So I'm going to add that page in there too. But here's the
Yeah.
idea. So we'll worry about that later. Anyways, so NFTs are unique, non-interchangeable units of data stored in a digital ledger, which users can buy and sell. And Ubisoft Quartz is going to label this as the first platform for playable and energy efficient NFTs in AAA games. Well, they're right about the fact that the first NFTs in AAA games. I don't know about energy efficient because you have to I'm sure with all the servers that they have to run too, and maintain the blockchain technology, everything like that, it's going to be draining quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about e- energy efficient. What do they even mean? I
Good
I
question.
don't know.
I have no idea. It is being launched this week in beta with the PC version of Ghost Recon. So so pretty much it kind of already launched at this point because this is article's a few days old, and their currency digits, which are the collectibles in-game vehicle, weapon, digital equipment, and the digits will be released as part of limited editions, each made up of a fixed number of cosmetic items.
Okay.
And we're gonna skip on this part here because we're gonna talk about that later.
Yeah.
But anyways, they're saying that digits are a new way to experience cosmetic items, combining the fun of playing with AAA quality assets and the thrill of owning NFTs that represent unique collectible pieces of Ubisoft game worlds. Well, I don't know if there's any thrill of owning NFTs other than just making a crap ton of money off of it.
Yeah, by gullible people. I I truly don't understand NFTs that much because they feel like you don't own the image. You own a link to that image basically, right? Or you
Ha-
you own like a specific uh like version of that image.
Yeah, it's like the
Eh,
latter. It's like, from what I understand, you own that specific share of that image. So it's kind of like buying a stock.
Uh,
So like
hmm,
each link up to that image is kind of like having your own stock. It's like the way that NFTs seem to work is that they're useful for like images and gifs and that sort of thing, in which it's like legitimate ownership of an actual version, not like a copied version.
oh, okay. So I I see the sentiment mentality of it, I guess. Like you own a original copy, I guess, in a sense, but unless the original copy when you save it it gets compressed like really badly, I don't see any reason to really own an NFT other than to trick gullible people into buying it off of you.
Yeah, and it even mentions and Ubisoft even puts down that they're going to each digit or each piece of content that's going to be associated with this whole program is going to have its own serial number, which people can view in game and show like ownership.
Okay, the way I see this, personally, I feel like calling them NFTs is a bit of a. I feel like it's a bit of a keyword sort of thing. Um, it's not really an NFT. It's more like, well, it is. The way I see this is that the way they're doing this NFT thing is that it will have a serial number for that specific item. So basically, think of it like Pokemon IDs, right? Like a trainer ID or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so hey, Pokemon could introduce this, but they already kind of have. But wow, okay, so it's pretty much like that, except your item is a weapon or an outfit piece or something. Okay.
Yeah. But
Hmm.
here's the thing I find is very interesting, and I wonder if this is how they're gonna, if NFTs are NFT technology is gonna be useful for another avenue. Get ready for this.
Okay.
Players will be able to sell these digits on third-party platforms outside the Ubisoft ecosystem.
Uh,
So, translation: this technology out like in a potential future could be useful for a used digital game market.
Wait, so this is like uh selling whoa, okay. That's actually kind of scary. like that. Like I know on eBay there's been a lot of like back then you could purchase things like digital things like Pokemon and like items from like certain games, and you'd pay that, and then they'd invite you to their game, and then they trade it to you, or they'd give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is like a more official version of it. It seems.
Yeah. So,
Jeez.
so in other words, this whole little concept I just brought up was outside the article, but it was something that I thought about. Like as you read the article, it's like you kind of think about like this could potentially be useful for that sort of avenue. Like kind of how they use physical game market, there could be a potential digital game market, which really doesn't exist much. And that's part of the reason why a lot of people will sometimes prefer physical games, because the idea of having a used, you know, like a cheaper way to get the same game. Granted, with the idea, and this could potentially the pro of having something like this is this could allow the, you know, the survival of digital games. The downside is that it could potentially be locked behind this NFT system that could potentially like artificially like inflate the price.
Yeah.
So
Uh, uh, I I know you can like what the way I see this is, isn't it like Steam trading cards or Steam badges or something? Kind of like get free Steam credit through like the trading cards.
you know, come to think about it, that does seem kind of similar to that, but I don't think it's exactly the same.
Okay.
Because unlike receiving credit, this is more like, hey, you can like trade and sell this unique content
Okay.
out, because it even mentions here outside Ubisoft's ecosystem. So if you go to like an NFT based selling website, you could technically sell this
Yeah.
content.
Which kind of man, I've seen a lot of companies do this, is that they're going really fast with how they're introducing new concepts like metaverse and NFTs. Like, wow, like it, it's interesting, but I don't know how to feel about this selling a digital product that honestly only has value to a very limited amount of people. It's not like a selling your MP3 album of an album you created. Like it's like a digital thing. It has no tangible uh feeling to it. It's a digital item, you know,
Yeah.
and you can't really use it other than look cool in a game. One of my other what I'm afraid of is, you know, you remember that whole Sony patent thing about um pay to kick people from tournaments and stuff. Um is like, I feel like monetizing all this stuff, it's kind of scary to me with I don't know. I found it a bit scary. The idea of like uh people paying crypto, and now what if they try to use like Ubisoft digits or something
Yeah.
or something like that. I don't know
Right.
how all this stuff would link up, you know.
Exactly. Because it does say here that I think what could lead to a potential idea why Ubisoft wants to do is simple. Our long term efforts lead us to believe. Well, I'll rephrase it again. Our long term efforts led us to understand how blockchain's decentralized approach could generally make players stakeholders of our games in a way that is also sustainable for our industry, placing back into their hands the value they generate through the time they spend, the items they buy, or the content they create online. So, what this is pretty much saying here is Ubisoft wants to do it as a way of raising funds. And what we'll get to later is we've seen some stupid pieces of art raise stupid money for no apparent reason other than the fact that it's an NFT. And
It's the new kid on the block sort of thing, you know?
oh, absolutely. Because as you can see here, and this is what we talk about metaverse, Ubisoft Quartz is the first building block in our ambitious vision for developing a true metaverse. And it can't come to life without overcoming blockchain's early form limitations for gaming, including scalability and energy consumption. So, I mean, that's something. And I mean, Ubisoft is partnering with Tesla, which I guess is a energy efficient base that can be used for NFTs. But let's take a look at the website real quick here, just because. So you can see here, which by the way, Alpaca, you can check this out, because if you scroll up to the first, about the beginning of the article, the second paragraph, you'll see there's like a Ubisoft Quartz in like bold. Click on that, it'll take you to the Ubisoft's official website for this program.
Okay.
And you can just go around and take a look.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's this purple. It's got like a M4 and like some sort of helmet.
Yeah.
I see.
So these items will... So look at this.
Yep.
So the first 3 editions are free. So actually, I should probably claim this afterwards, because technically you can claim... So until... Oh, wow. 62 hours? So technically, if you claim all these... Because you get these for free...
I'm currently not eligible because I didn't play Breakpoint.
I don't think any of us are eligible, so we would have... One of us will have to buy a Breakpoint, claim all these items. And there you go. But anyways.
Yeah. Anyway.
So guys, look. I mean, this is probably going to be out of date because I'm not going to post this fast enough, but you have 62 hours to get this M41 Tactical Wolves. If you want to make money, go get this. Anyways, back to our regular scheduled broadcasting.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, you can see what the way they're handling is. Enjoy the uniqueness of your digit. So as you can see, there are limited editions, which we saw above.
Yeah.
And they're also saying that every single digit features a serial number. The serial number is displayed on the collectible and on the in-game item. And that, oh yeah, obviously only we have the control of it. And here's the thing. Each digit will also be tied to the player names of all of its previous and current owners, bringing you fame for years to come. Translating, you can see who had owned this entire thing. And also, I think it's interesting too, is like I said, this technology could potentially be useful for the idea of being able to properly do a used game digital market, if done right.
Yeah.
That's a key word, if done right. Because we know for a fact that a lot of people, these game companies or whatever, or individuals for that matter, can be quite greedy sons of bitches. We know it, I know it. The 2 people that actually watch our show know it. It's all in good fun. Yeah, and not much else to say because it's all obvious stuff. And however, we're gonna close out because we have another thing to talk about here. That didn't go over very well, people. I seen the headline here. 95% dislike on YouTube. But Hydrowave, you ask. You can't see the dislikes, so how are you able to do it? It's rather simple. People have found out that there's plugins that can still display the dislike rate.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're gonna do an API update to remove that eventually, but you can, I guess. Well, you can.
Yeah. So guys, if you want to see the dislikes of a video, just go ahead, find one of the dislike plugins. I don't know of any because I don't use plugins very much on my web browsers, and go nuts.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, so at the time the article was posted, it received over 105,000 views. And that viewers have clicked the like or dislike more than 16,000 times on the video. And with 16,270 engagements, 804 of them were likes, while 15,466 were dislikes.
Jeez, that is such a low number. That is such a low like count. My God. People are really not happy about this.
No. And on top of it, too, because of how many dislikes there are, it actually caused Ubisoft to delist the video.
Oh.
While the number of dislikes has surpassed 22,000. Think about that.
Wow. Wow, they literally took it down. Even though, like, officially people can't see it, they're actually that shamed about it. Interesting.
Yeah. I think we can find out real quick why people don't like NFTs.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to pull up an article from a few months ago that I thought was kind of a humorous take on what NFTs are, I guess you could say. It's from a guy by the name of Mitchell Clark of The Verge. And it came out on August 18th. And you can see it, Nyan Cat was actually being sold as an NFT. But let's scroll down a little bit and we can see how stupid in value these things are. Let's look at this. Someone paid $390,000 for a 50-second video by Grime. Or there's someone that paid $6.6 million for a video by Beeple.
It just boggles my mind. It just boggles my mind. So, you're gonna, Dogecoin is an NFT, but this GIF of a Dogecoin is.
Yeah. So if we take a look around, there's like other communities, and they also mentioned cat images and stuff.
Oh, nice.
So apparently, this based off this article, it's that there's a community of NFTs called Pudgy Penguins. It's not the only community built around them, but it could be argued that one of the earliest NFT products, CryptoPunks, has a community built around it. And there are other animal-themed products like the Bored Ape Yacht Club that have their own clique. So there's like communities of people based off certain NFTs. I think part of the reason why NFTs are hated by a lot of people is because of the fact that, one, they believe everything that, like, you know, these outlets believe them, and they don't understand how the technology can work. But two, it makes certain artists do come off very greedy.
Yeah.
Like, I know for a fact that there was actually an NFT series, like animation that came out. It's called the Red Ape Family. And from what I heard, it was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But it shows that more people are more focused on the NFT side of the transaction, the actual quality of of what they're making. So therefore, when people see this NFT thing, they're gonna think, oh god, this whole thing, people are gonna be so fucking greedy with this shit, and they're not gonna take advantage of what this should be. When in reality, this should be a technology that can be useful for the preservation of digital media.
Yeah.
The idea of being able to, trade digital goods for reasonable prices or create a proper used market for digital media. Like, you want to be able to sell your, say, album you bought off of iTunes to some person who wants to, have those files. Yeah, it should be totally reasonable to think, yeah, I want to sell my Apple iTunes album like I could with a CD. Like, you don't want to sell this lunchbox, this lovely, beautiful lunchbox.
I'm gonna make a fucking NFT of that screenshot I showed you.
That NFT's only gonna be worth 2 cents.
I'm literally gonna fucking do that right now. How do I make it an NFT?
Watch you make enough money to be able to do whatever you want with that. Like, if that sold for $500,000, I would laugh my ass off.
I have to give you half of the profits, I swear, because fucking like it's literally you doing that with the fucking lunch. Oh my fucking god. Fucking see it in advertisements later on in life. New baby metal album lunchbox.
Each person has a freaking, serialized number on the images showing proof of authenticity that they're the ones that own this and no one else can screw around with their copy.
God.
Just make
I don't
sure.
know.
Just make sure if you do make this NFT that you enable the feature that can pay you a percentage every time the NFT is sold or changed hands.
Oh, okay.
So
I also might have to. I might have to give some profits to like baby metal.
Watch as watch as the profit split is like 40% you, 40% myself, and 20% to like the record label for baby metal.
Yeah.
That's funny. Like, here's a question for you. How much would an NFT cost with me holding this lovely little game here?
I'll buy your entire stock. I don't know.
I mean, what would be just as funny too is if we made a plushie of your alpaca avatar, a lovely little plushie.
I will sue you. Anyways, no. But hey, I could actually sell an NFT of this alpaca, or my Discord profile picture, or something.
And you might be able to make $1,000 off of it for no reason because it's NFT.
Or more.
Exactly. What a fun time to be alive. And as for not electronic arts, wow, I keep thinking that stupid finance project. But as for Ubisoft, this just feels like a greedier way for DLC. Like, it does come off as that.
Yeah.
Like, it really just comes off to me that this is just, hey, we want more money for DLC. How can we do it? Oh, I know. Let's make it over content NFTs. You get the thing for free, but if you're going to trade it with somebody else, we have to collect money for it. Sucks to be you. So, well, NFT implementation for Ubisoft kind of sucks. we have to talk about something that kind of got brought back up into the from the grave.
What do we got? Oh yes. Oh yes, something we abandoned a little while ago. Um. Also, not really. All right, what we got here?
Yeah. So supposedly someone spotted that if one were to go onto their PS5 and put the PlayStation button, open up the news card and scroll down, they'll find a secret, like a kind of hidden update about Bandit that reads, "We are excited to announce that the Prologue Chapter releases Q1 2022. A specific date will be announced shortly. Stay tuned."
What? Okay.
Yeah, so and as we can see here, it says, yeah, we even noticed this too. They were supposed to be, remember that whole experience thing they were going to do on the PlayStation 5 thing?
Mm-hmm.
And how it was only a teaser that was actually just posted on Twitter?
Yeah, wasn't it just like some person walking across it, like into a doorway in like a dimly lit room?
Yep.
And now,
Oh yeah, and get this. On Blue Box's website, the playable prologue is mentioned and described as a standalone game with its own set of trophies on PS5. So supposedly, this thing is gonna be actually playable.
oh, like a certain playable teaser.
That never actually got playable, but yeah, supposedly it's actually going to be a playable thing, which, based off what we've seen of the track record, I don't know if I could trust them with the Q1 2022 date. I don't know if I could trust it.
I'm not putting any faith into this, but hey, who knows? It might be like the Resident Evil demos. You know how the newer Resident Evils have like demos, but like I remember 7 had a demo, and it was basically the first part that you walk into when you get past the swamp area.
Yeah, who knows?
But I hope it's not a time demo. Jesus, that'd be terrible.
I'm sure it would be terrible, yeah. But while, abandoned is, just abandoned and we have no idea that when it's truly going to come out, we do know the development cycle of one game and how it has some rough patches, and that's involving Halo Infinite. And if you take a look at,
except not really.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries. But if you take a look at the article that we have here,
Yep.
you can see the main headline there. That what Halo Infinite is now was only 1/3 of what it was originally going to be.
Oh, I see.
So the world before Halo is going to be a lot more open. Think like Breath of the Wild style open.
Yeah, like Red Dead 2 as well.
Yeah.
Type of open.
It was going to be a super open world game. Like, what we have now is essentially a open world-ish format that just happens to have a bit more linearity and focus.
Okay, I see.
But don't get me wrong, there are plenty of outposts and everything, and you can do a lot of Far Cry-like stuff, but it's not as grand of a scale as it was originally going to be. So let's take a look at this. So if you look at the thing, it says a story from Bloomberg says that 343 began planning what will become Halo Infinite not long after Halo 5 Guardians released in 2015. And that they considered different ideas before settling on a plan to make Halo into an open world game. But development proved difficult, in part because 343 was using development suite known as Faber, which was old and challenging to use.
Yeah.
Additionally, this was seemingly a part of Halo Infinite's new This was seemingly a part of Halo Infinite's new slip space engine, which powers Halo Infinite. 343 boss Bonnie Ross said in an interview that creating a new engine and overhauling existing development tools amounted to something similar to trying to fly the plane while we're building the plane. And additionally, but because of the fact there were development issues, it was mentioned that 343 actually considered switching to Unreal Engine at one point due to the complications in development.
I feel like that would have worked out a little bit better, just because like, it, um, the idea of um how it's described as trying to fly the plane while it's being built. Yeah, like it, it, it's very backwards. It's like not having a plan before the plan is being executed, and going along with it as it goes. Uh, in the sense that, think of using a tool, but that tool is half of what it should be, and as you use it overnight, like little like gremlins like make it better or something.
Yeah. Additionally, if we take a look down the article here, it mentioned that. Let's take a look here again. That another issue that they had with that Infinite's development team was made up by contract workers who apparently comprised about half the total development staff. They could only stay on for 18 months due to Microsoft's policy. This in turn apparently led to turnover and other issues. And one developer told Bloomberg that Halo Infinite's development felt like 4 to 5 games being developed simultaneously. And in summer 2019, this came to a head, and 343 actually elected to cut out nearly 2/3 of what was planned for Halo Infinite, and that the game's open world was cut back from a vast Zelda-like experience to something far smaller. Additionally, bosses are said to have told employees that Halo Infinite needed to be a launch title for the Series X in November 2020. But those plans shifted after the 2020 campaign demo failed to impress fans and spawned the infamous Craig meme.
Yeah.
And here's another funny part. According to Schreier, Microsoft considered releasing Halo Infinite's multiplayer in 2019 with the campaign on tap for 2020 before electing to push both products to 2021. But yeah, basing up all this, we can see here that, yeah, this section is quite some surprising changes here.
Yeah, I. It's a little startling to me that um, I like 2/3 of the campaign was either cut or modified. Personally, I haven't played it yet, which, thanks to a certain someone, I'm going to. Um, but anyways, uh, I don't know. I mean, hey, if I'm not missing out on it, if it was never if it never happened, I'm not missing out on it.
Yeah.
However, though, it's good to imagine about a world where um either they used a much easier engine, or went ahead and gave Infinite like a 2022, gave it another year, because I know that originally with Halo Infinite they were going to release it with the Xbox Series X, um and they literally had to delay it to another year because they they just couldn't, it just wasn't ready, and they didn't want to release a broken mess for the release date, which I'm actually happy though, because hey, what we got, even though it's very minimalistic, I feel
Mm.
it's still a thing. It's still a thing, and I can't wait to try out the campaign and was um see what did eventually become, because I do know that, not fantasizing, but thinking of what could have been, or something like that? Because I know, like, think of another game, Red Dead 2. Um, there's a tropical map that you end up on eventually. There's a tropical part of it, and only half of it was ever truly used. And parts of Mexico in that game are actually rendered and done. And you can literally go to them if you out of the map glitch to it. But there's no way to get to Mexico or that part of the map without glitching into it. And there's files in the game that show that Red Dead 1 could have probably been part of the game. Like there's files of Jack Marston, which is the child in the game that um in Red Dead 1 you get to play as like years later when he grows into an adult. Um and um One of my more favorite albums, The Wall by Pink Floyd, um a lot of things in that album were cut down because of the length that you could put on vinyl. You could only put 20 minutes of vinyl on each side without making the quality dip. So there was a lot of parts of the album that didn't get close to what it could have been. Um, so I uh, with those two examples, I love thinking of what could have been part of it, but what we got is okay enough, I guess. It's still a masterpiece.
Mm.
I just love to think of that alternate universe, I guess. That's anything to go on.
Yeah, that's valid too. Like they did mention, however, that this is going to be a 10-year live service project, so who knows if they're going to add a good chunk of that missing content back into the game somehow. And the
Oh,
game,
oh yeah, certainly. What if the two-player or the co-op campaign uses parts of it, or is like a completely not a completely different, but a kind of like the Halo 5 where you get to play as there's another character and then there's Master Chief you switch point of views on. Um, they did something like that with the co-op where instead you're playing the other half of uh, some of the cut content. I don't know, but uh, uh, with 10 years to go along with, hopefully they try to work on the campaign a bit more, like release DLC for it that was the cut content. Hopefully, like not in a scummy way like a certain other developer I know, um, but in a way to like throw it on there, you know, without charging money for it because they couldn't get to it in time. you know. Uh, anyways,
oh, and
hey, that's awesome.
yeah, and a minor thing too with Halo as well, just to
Sure.
get this out there. There we have another little thing, that little minor bug with the campaign that we found, that has been found, I should say, rather. We didn't find it ourselves.
Yes.
So this is a minor thing we will talk about real quick.
I did hear about that. It's a quick start, right?
Especially for you, who is going to play Halo Infinite, which fortunately for you, you're not playing it on Xbox Series X or S,
Oh
so
yeah.
you're fine. But if you were, which I know you're not, which for you is like, yes, I'm safe from this.
Get direct console pit. No, I'm just kidding. Basically, don't play offline or disconnected from Xbox Live or Halo, Halo.com or whatever.
Yeah, because what happens is that if you play the campaign, there are certain armor lockers that actually contain cosmetics for multiplayer. So you actually do get some rewards for multiplayer by playing the single player.
Okay.
And they're pretty much just saying that for right now, just don't use quick resume for this.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. It's just you get armor
Mm.
lockers, you can find some cosmetic stuff for your Spartan and multiplayer, and just make sure you don't use quick resume. That's our only announcement. Our PSA on that.
Yeah. Hopefully they, um, hopefully, um, it gets fixed later. But for what it's worth, it's cosmetics.
Exactly.
I mean, that's kind of what we're only playing the multiplayer for, is earning cosmetics.
Or just
But
playing the
also
game to
because it's
have
actually
fun.
fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It-
Or that, because like it's a game.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time to only enjoy it.
exactly.
To not enjoy it, I mean. It's a waste of time to not enjoy it. It's also a waste of time in general, but it's the experiences, I guess.
Yes.
You know. Don't shame yourself if you get home from work every day tired and either pissed or something or whatever, and they're sitting down and playing a game of a match of Halo or something. It's not like you're committing a cardinal sin for not working 24/7.
Right.
And make sure the game you're playing is worth it too.
Right.
Like a certain someone who just flashed a certain game that went on sale a little while ago.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077. Anyways.
Yeah. We do have another topic, and this is actually, I think, is the biggest news of the week.
Oh yes.
The
The Game Awards.
Woo!
Who won? I didn't watch it.
I actually watched it, and I remember doing this because I was counting the safe at work, and I was able to listen to the entire thing, and I actually finished counting the safe right when the thing ended, which was great. It was perfect timing.
Oh.
But anyways, so what do you want to talk about first? The announcements or the nominations?
I don't know. Let's get the nominations out of the way first, and then let's see what's in the future.
Right, I think that's a good plan too, actually. So if you go to the link I gave you, they'll give you an idea what's going on here.
Certainly. All right. All right. Nominees, Game of the Year.
So it's going right to the Game of the Year section of the website here. Once this whole thing loads up, we'll see for ourselves. What game won?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it is.
Drum roll, please. I'm waiting for my thing to reload.
That was just like one big fart. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do a drum roll, but noise suppression. So, let me know when it's
And it's there. Woo!
Oh, It Takes Two. Awesome. Okay.
This is the same guy that said "fuck the Oscars" a couple years ago too. So that's his studio.
Fuck the Oscars, man.
So it's funny how I remember watching this and I'm like, what? We completely got the wrong thing. Like I thought it would have been like Deathloop or any of the other games, but not,
certainly.
not this game.
It Takes Two. I mean, I know, it's not really. It's not important. That doesn't mean that It Takes Two is like the best game out there. But if I'm going to be completely honest, GG. I guess I don't know. GG.
Yeah.
What can I say? It's not like they it's not like these other games are now delisted because this one won.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. It's not like Take-Two thought, yo, our definitive edition of the trilogy won Game of the Year. Let's release the other one. See you later.
Yeah, and let's copy strike Takes Two.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
But this is actually a pretty good win for indie gaming, I would say, because Hazelight is an indie studio.
yeah, certainly. Uh, and they're under EA's thing, I guess. Yay,
Yeah,
you
EA's
know.
publishing indie publishing thing, so that's good for them. Honestly, that the indie game did win. However, I did find that like a game like Metroid Dread or Ratchet and Clank, those two games at least, were significantly higher in notable quality, and those games I felt were more earning of the title. Even Deathloop.
Yeah, me too. I feel like I said before, I think Ratchet and Clank feels like a Disney movie with how smooth the animations are and just how polished it is. I mean, and Psychonauts 2 I know is definitely worth a playthrough, even though I haven't played it. Um, I know that it can, I know it's a good franchise from the first game.
Mm.
Um, but It Takes Two, I never played it. Um, hey, maybe it is worth Game of the Year. I don't know.
Right. But however, there is one notable category we must talk about.
Okay, what's that?
Who actually won role playing game of the year?
Oh, shit.
So you click a few
Best
categories
RPG. Best role playing.
because it did not unfortunately go to Cyberpunk 2020. It did not
Damn
unfortunately
it.
go. Yeah.
I thought Cyberpunk would have won. It's probably one of the best games out there. Runs like shit on my PlayStation 4, but hey, that shit is sweet like chocolate. Anyway, I don't know.
Exactly.
Um, Tales of Arise, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I actually been meaning to play that game too because I've heard great things about it. In fact, I can pull up my copy right here.
Interesting, yeah. You want to go from Game of the Year in order? Just you know.
Yeah, I'll take a look at some of the other categories. Why not? So, I am pleased with one thing in particular, is the fact that Forza Horizon 5 did get Racing Game of the Year, so I am happy with that. You know, I thought it
Oh
was.
yes, yes, certainly, certainly. Too bad it's, you know,
Yeah.
oh my god, hey, yeah, it I am proud too because Forza Horizon 5, from what I've seen of it, is worth it. It's worth best sports racing. Um, uh,
Yeah.
and of course, you know, uh, you know how PlayStation and PC usually get, right? They usually get awards, like you said,
Hmm.
or something. I don't know, but hey, there's that.
Yeah.
um, let's see. Best game direction. Deathloop did win that,
Yeah.
so
What?
there's
Let's.
that.
Yeah. Let's go. Let me just go take a look at that. I think that's going the one it wants here. So looking at this category here, I mean we have Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Psychonauts 2, so a lot of the same Game of the Year ones, with the difference that instead of Metroid Dread, Returnal is
That's a
here.
return. Mm.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like Ratchet and Clank should have gotten this one due to its
Yeah.
innovative uses of the whole dimension shifting and the NVMe SSD for ridiculous fast loading times.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's why I feel like that should have gotten this part. Like that game doesn't matter like what you think. That game deserves this category because it utilizes the fast loading times in a way that hasn't really been thought of. I mean, granted, there have been games that have used like Portal like mechanics to get to place faster. Like obviously Portal, you just zoom. There you go. But the fact that Ratchet and Clank this in such a way that ties with a deep story.
Oh yeah, certainly. No, I love seeing that in gameplay segments. The portal aspect of it, but in a much larger scale. I love that because like in Portal, it was mostly just you know what enclosed spaces, enclosed rooms and stuff, right?
Yeah. So
There wasn't
Ratchet and
much
Clank was a lot
outside of
more
it.
open.
Yeah, and I feel like it. I feel like the bigger the game is, the more difficult it is to um, scrub out like exploits. I feel
Yeah. Um,
so.
is there any other
eh,
directions you feel like you'd want to take a look at real quick?
Uh, what surprised me is art direction. Um, Deathloop got it, not Ratchet and Clank. So art
You know,
direction and game direction,
yeah, honestly, I feel like this could have been one for Psychonauts or Kana, because Psychonauts 2 had a really unique art style that.
and that, yeah. Ooh, score and music near replicant. Audio design though is Forza 5. Okay.
Yeah, so
Uh, games for
honestly,
impact.
honestly, you know what? Honestly, this is what I kind of feel like Cyberpunk score and music.
Hmm.
Cyberpunk could have taken this one, considering there is a good amount of rock music in this game, and it does show a good amount of diversity in its music styles, from like techno to rock. So I can see why Cyberpunk.
Sorry.
There is
Yeah.
some actual good music in Cyberpunk. Because the thing with Cyberpunk 27 is it wasn't intentionally meant to be a bad game. It's just the fact that it was
No.
rushed out to market. So there's elements of quality within it because CD Projekt Red historically had made quality games.
Yeah, and I don't believe that CD Projekt Red meant to, you know, make it flop. It's just it was like it's literally like the Halo Infinite development cycle. Like there was a lot of um it like most of it had to be kind of cut out because like or it had to be like shoehorned, you know.
Yeah. In the case of Cyberpunk 2077, it was intentionally rushed by the CEOs, not the development studios themselves, because the development studios actually wanted
Oh
another
yeah,
few
of course.
years to work on this game.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Halo Infinite, on the other hand, was actually let Microsoft let those guys be like, yo, take your time on this game.
Yeah.
So
Um
that's the difference between, hey, let the studio actually work their game on time and rushing a game out to market just because you're impatient.
yeah, definitely.
But I said best audio design. Let's go to that one real quick. Yeah,
Yeah, audio design, Forza.
that actually would make sense for that one because it does it's basing off real cars. Like, of course, you want to make sure the sound mimic as much as possible. Though in this case, I do feel like any like Returnal or Ratchet and Clank could potentially have gotten this one too, especially when you're taking advantage of like these are games that probably have taken advantage of PlayStation's HD audio, so they could have done some wild things with that.
Yeah. Oh my god, look at best performance. I know a certain somebody who would be happy about that.
Yes.
Maggie Robertson as Lady Dumitress or Lady Dimitrescu.
Well, that's
It,
yeah. It's like notice that it's funny. This is similar to what happened. I believe it was last year or 2 years ago, where Death Stranding got like literally put in every single category, but it didn't win every single category it was placed in,
yeah.
which is very interesting to note. This is a similar sort of situation where one game in particular is suspiciously in almost every single category, but yet it didn't get you win every single category.
Yeah, certainly.
Although the funny
Oh,
thing about Deathloop is the fact that Bethesda is now owned by Microsoft, and while this was made pre-Microsoft acquisition of the game,
yeah.
this technically meant that Microsoft actually was in the nominations a lot,
Oh yeah, certainly.
which is
I noticed that too with what was it? Where were we with when I saw it? There's another game that I saw. It was yeah, Deathloop, and there's another Xbox game studio that I think won. Anyways,
Well, I know one thing that would make you happy is what game got the Player Choice Award.
uh, let me look. Best performance, Giancarlo. Oh my god. Uh, most. Where is it? Uh, oh my god. Player's choice. Where's player's choice?
That's the weird thing. I'm noticing this too. Like, that's one of the ones they announced, but yet it's not even on here.
Is it? Is it? It can't be content creator of the year.
No. Okay, anyway, I'll just get to the chase of this one because
Oh yeah, yeah, yes.
this one's for some reason not listed on here. Anyways, that one went to Halo Infinite.
What? Literally didn't even release, and it got nominated. Woo! Except,
this is a game I feel could technically be put next year. Nomination for Game of the Year because of the timing was so weird.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's going to be a weird Game of the Year because next year's Game of the Year is going to be interesting to note because you're going to have God of War Ragnarok. You're going to have the sequel to Breath of the Wild. You're going to have possibly Halo Infinite in some of the categories.
Yeah, definitely.
And you'll probably have Starfield too, which will this time actually have Microsoft backing this time.
Yeah, for like PC games, we'll have like mobile games as well. Probably.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, so that's gonna be
Imagine playing COD Mobile on the PC.
Oh my god, we are gonna get to that soon, but yeah, that's gonna be a wild thing about. Like, you can actually play Call of Duty Mobile on your PC. You can actually try it out with legit controls.
Yeah, certainly. Best esports game. What do we got? League of Legends, of course.
Let's see what should have won.
Call Legit. No, I'm just kidding.
No. See that publisher down there? Yeah, we don't want we want to avoid those guys. Honestly, yeah.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah. Honestly, this sounds about right because Riot Games, they have two things. So even if you do Valorant, it doesn't matter because it's technically a spin-off of League of Legends. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And they're both the same. Let's see. Best content creator, we might as well just go there at this point. Well, the funny
Dream? Dream?
It is Dream.
Whoa.
Well, we know someone who isn't on this list. I'm sure probably wish they were here, but anyways.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, what the fuck, guys? I literally put in an application. What the fuck?
All right.
I even put you in, what the fuck? We didn't even nominate. What the fuck, guys? Yeah. My god.
Oh, a best mobile game went to Genshin Impact, which are on PC and PS5 anyways, but anyways.
What about games for Impact?
Yeah, we'll go there.
Life is Strange, True Colors. Okay.
Oh
man, Boyfriend Dungeon didn't win.
Oh, come on, guys. Girls, you should have picked that one instead. I'm sorry. Anyways.
No. Best ongoing.
So those are the games that, keep getting ongoing support with DLC content expansions.
Whoa. What? Fortnite? What?
Let me see.
How many people play Final Fantasy Online?
It's actually like one of the highest played MMO RPGs out there.
What the fuck? Resi 4? Oh, okay. My god, I thought I was having a goddamn stroke on Best VR Augmented Reality, because I saw Resident Evil 4, and I was like, what the what? But no, they released a VR version, I forgot.
Yeah.
I need to play that.
So, as for Best Ongoing Game, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna look at that one real quick. I could see Final Fantasy 14 actually, get this one. considering that game actually has had a very interesting turn of events. Let me tell you.
And it also won best community support.
Yeah. So Final Fantasy 14 Online actually is, I believe, the second most played MMO RPG in the world right now, behind World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And the story with this game is that it had a No Man's Sky like situation in which this game actually, when it launched, was bombarded horribly. It was a very poor game when it first launched.
So it was like Sea of Thieves, almost like
Kind of.
that type of No Man's Sky, like.
Yeah, but here's a kicker though. They actually went through a whole thing called A Realm Reborn. And what this essentially did was it completely reshaped the entire vanilla game. So they just completely just redid a lot of things. It was redone.
See.
And then ever since Realm Reborn, it was just positively reviewed ever since. But as for best VR game, I just found it funny how a game that technically originally released in like the mid 2000s.
I think it was like 2004 or 5 this released. Like I just said, oh my god, I thought I was like hallucinating. That scared me. Anyways.
Yeah, so congratulations to that game. Any other
Woo! Resi 4. Let's keep on milking it like Skyrim. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding.
any other categories you want to look at before we move on to the next section?
Check action adventure, because one of our favorites got nominated. Well, I don't know about favorites, so it's really just like, we hoped Nintendo would at least get something.
They did. Good for them.
Yep.
However,
certainly.
the only thing that kind of stinks though is that Nintendo never got really any Actually, they never got a single announcement in the show.
Huh.
So there was no Nintendo announcements in this show. So if you were here for Nintendo announcements, this was a terrible show for you. I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
Oh no.
But speaking of announcements,
most anticipated.
Yeah, let's go there.
And then we'll go to announcements.
Yeah. I think at this point we kind of scratched every single barrel.
The sequel to Legend of Zelda the sequel to.
Yeah, it still doesn't have an official title.
I see. Alright.
Let's see.
But you know what does have an official title?
Yes, the games are announced. But I'll just show this off on screen.
Yeah.
Elden Ring actually got most anticipated game, which is the funny thing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, let's just move on to the announcement at this point, because I'm sure that's what a lot of people started coming to the Game Awards nowadays for. Is what cool thing can you get from the Game Awards that no one else can get announced? What is the cool shit? So let's take a look.
Fuck the Oscars. I don't know.
We still have to that's the whole thing. It's I remember when I saw that segment too. He was like, "Fuck the Oscars," and then all of a sudden he was like, "Well, that's okay, anyways, because the Game Awards starting to become a lot better than the Oscars." But when you look it up, it's interesting. Anyways, so there's a numerous amount of announcements they made. One of them was Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was like, wow, Okay, go ahead though.
Yeah, they show some gameplay about that and everything like that. There's Star Wars Eclipse. This is a Quantic Dream Star Wars game. So if you remember a game like Detroit Become Human and all that shit.
Oh.
I
see.
It's the same studio that does those games, making a Star Wars game.
Interesting. I'd like to see how they would make a Star Wars version of a choose your own adventure book sort of game.
Yeah, so that's what they're doing. And then Monolith Soft, who's known for like the Middle Earth games, they're doing a Wonder Woman game.
Oh.
And then Alan Wake 2 got announced.
Age restricted.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Alan Wake 2 got announced here, and it actually is going to be more of a survival horror game this time.
Ah,
So they're going to lean more toward the horror in the sequel.
I see. Never played it, but I can only assume they might try to do something like Silent Hill and make a psychological sort of like thing to it. Like, because I think Alan Wake. I think part of the story that he might have done something that traumatizes him. I think.
I
Can't
don't know.
remember.
I don't know. But hey, if you want psychological horror, we know a good template to base everything off of.
Oh yeah. Hopefully.
Anyways.
Yeah, he's complex. He ranges from melancholy, pensive to aggressive to angry, so it might deal with his psychological state, kind of like Silent Hill is like a amalgamation of the characters' guilts and stuff.
Yeah. Uh,
Forspoken.
yeah, this is the game that's created by Luminous Productions, who was a team that was made of like the engine that Final Fantasy 15 used, because that whole thing was a bitch, so they needed to make up for their money somehow, and they think by using that engine for other projects. But I've seen this gameplay, and like it's captivating enough with the idea that you're constantly just using magic.
Yeah.
So all your attacks are magic based, which is pretty interesting. Um, there's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, and
great.
And it's being made by the creators of the Friday the 13th game.
Great. I would love a slasher film that's a lot like the puppet combo games, like Babysitter Bloodbath and stuff. That one where you're actually running from the thing in a story, not just like isn't Friday the 13th basically like online all the time, like kind of like that? Isn't like an online thing? There's not there's no substance to it. I feel
it's
being
like
online.
Yeah, it's one of those like one versus
Yeah,
the environment
kind of
games.
like Dead by Daylight, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Then you have Senua Saga Hellblade 2. And when I saw the gameplay for this, I was like, holy fucking shit. The visuals that they used for that game were unreal. Like, I mean, besides the point, they actually used Unreal Engine 5 for this game.
They were Unreal because they were made with Unreal Engine, you stupid asshole. Anyway, sorry.
Exactly.
Just kidding.
But seriously, if you ever watched the trailer for that game, like they showed, it was breathtaking. Like the visual style was.
I'm going to right now. It's. Ooh. Very dark. I'll skip ahead just cause. Oh wow! This is actual game? Holy shit! This looks like a cutscene. Jeez! Oh my god! What is that? That looks like a cryptid. It's a giant though. Wow! Holy crap! I'm skipping ahead a little bit, like by like 30 seconds every time, but holy crap, the way the game like goes from like cutscene to gameplay and the actual visuals during gameplay when you're running away from the giant. Holy crap.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, holy shit. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I heard the first game was fantastic. I could probably download that game off of Game Pass, 'cause I heard the first game was fantastic.
Hopefully. Wow, this is beautiful. Like, there's a little bit of you can tell it's a game, but my god, this is awesome.
Yeah, and the best part too is that this was originally an indie studio too, Ninja Theory, before Microsoft bought them. So obviously it's gonna be a Microsoft exclusive. So if you yeah, so this is an actual exclusive from Xbox that Microsoft feels like they actually have another win on their hands with this one. This is the
It
type of
is.
this is the type of exclusive that you would want to play because, yeah, it's a single player game. Like it's something that Microsoft doesn't really have, and they're getting these sort of games, especially with the Bethesda acquisition and then this.
Yeah. No, like my God, this is beautiful from what I just saw, but like for being an indie studio, like
Well, it was originally like a medium sized team, but
what?
still.
Yeah, what was an indie studio has now gone onto this much of a level of detail. This is gonna be like not to bring Red Dead 2 back, but in that game you could take photos from the game in first person with no HUD, and you could question if you had your settings all the way cranked. You could end up questioning if it was like almost like a real photo, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This is the type of game that I like that's like that, where if I took a first person view screenshot of it, I would wonder if that was like something from a high budget CGI movie.
Yeah. Actually, one thing, like, if someone gifted you Game Pass,
Don't.
I'm not actually
That's,
gonna do that now because I
no,
just.
I see you hovering over that purchase button, motherfucker. Don't give me another gift. Anyways, but yeah, no. Holy crap! Thank you for buying me the campaign, by the way. But anyways, um, but if a certain someone gave me the Game Pass, would I play it if it was an exclusive?
To PC and Xbox.
Yeah. Or would I sit there and play Halo Infinite's campaign instead? Um,
Anyways,
or would I sit there and watch the TV show instead?
yeah, because
Anyway.
there's actually a Paramount Plus exclusive Master Chief Halo series that's being developed. So that's a thing.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Because I know that they've made movies of Halo, right? Before?
I believe they made some like short things before, but nothing like Halo
Yeah.
series for Paramount Plus.
Yeah, nothing like that, but huh. Anyways,
And then Elden Ring got another trailer, which that game is looking pretty
hot
good.
with legs and arms.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And then Sonic Frontiers got shown off, and because I'm a Sonic fan, I was like freaking squealing excitement when I saw this one. And this is actually gonna be an open world Sonic game.
oh my god, awesome! So oh my god, awesome! Wait, I can now play Sonic Frontiers and Knuckles with you. If it's it's PlayStation only. Ah!
No, don't get that mixed up. It is.
Oh, it isn't? Oh, thank goodness. Ah, Windows PC. Blast me. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like when you see the game with the brief snippet of gameplay they show, it makes you wonder how this will run a Nintendo Switch because it's coming to the Switch.
Oh wow, it looks a lot like the Subspace Emissary cutscenes from Smash Bros. Brawl.
Actually, now that I think about it, the lighting does make it seem a bit similar to that.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, this looks good. I hope it comes out like a really good game. Not like, it looks good so far.
Yeah.
Oh, that waterfall was a bit questionable though, no offense.
I mean, like, it is a cartoony game with like a semi-realistic art style, so you never know.
Yeah.
Anyways, Slitterhead is a thing. I guess it's another
Slitterhead.
horror game or something like that. There is a Lord of the Rings Gollum game. It's a stealth action game. It looks like they're doing.
Oh.
And then you have another show for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which started our Baby Metal meme.
It did.
It actually did, because this is when we were talking about the PlayStation showcase that happened, I brought up the fact that this song had Baby Metal playing in the background of that trailer, and you flipped your shit off of it.
Oh.
But
Okay. This is where I take a big no and walk off camera and you know and get that son of a bitch out of my sight type of looking head ass, like a certain someone, showing off their baby metal, and
I mean, I could just do Hatsune Miku in the background. I don't know.
I mean, I could just, walk the fuck away and we'd both be happy. I don't know. It's up to you, man.
I love how you just changed the background really to the image of the lunchbox.
Yeah, I mean, hey, who knows? Life is quite a journey in life, and when you get the J-pop metalists confused with Rob Zombie, then you're a Dragular, and where the fuck did my banner go? I just lost it. God damn it.
I mean, however, will this make you want to play Among Us in VR? Because that's a thing now.
Well, I already had to deal with Among Us in Fortnite, so who knows?
Yeah, Among Us is gonna be in VR. You have to have a Oculus Quest, or how they labeled it now, Meta Quest.
Oh yeah, it's a meta quest.
So
Hell
by
yeah,
then it's
dude.
gonna be rebranded to that. So, woo.
Oh yeah, certainly.
There's gonna be a Star Trek Resurgence. I guess it's gonna be a third-person choice-driven game in the Star Trek universe. So that's something.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Uh,
Definitely.
Arc Raiders. This is a game from former Dice and Battlefield developers, and it's a PvE shooter coming in 2022. Oh, and get this. There's new creator-safe music coming from Riot Games. It's called Session Diana, and it's going to be a copyright-free music that streamers and content creators can use without getting DMCA'd.
Oh, hey. This would be very useful for pretty much everyone. Wow.
Imagine being able to use this for vlog like content or whatever. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, certainly.
I would actually, even though I don't play League of Legends, this is probably the best single thing they could have ever done.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially if you're into like a more fantastical setting for soundtracks. This is amazing. Imagine they would do this for like every style of scenery. Like, this is more fantastical. If Riot Games, if you ever watch this, if you can make one for sci-fi and one for like folk, or one for any type, like a pop or classic rock,
like metal or J-pop and
J-pop or
that'd be
Alpaca
nice.
especially.
Yeah, certainly, because I'm certainly not gonna Alt F4 and goodbye.
Right. All right, and this is. I remember you wanted to talk about this, and now we get to. They did show up a trailer for the Matrix movie, Matrix Resurrections, but they also announced the Matrix Awakens, which is the interactive experience in Unreal Engine 5. Alpaca.
What about John Wick in Fortnite? Anyways, hi.
You just missed me wanting to talk about the Matrix Resurrection. They showed a trailer for that, and this is when they also announced the Matrix Awakens, which is that Unreal Engine 5 experience.
Really? I missed that.
Yeah, you missed me trying to talk about that. That's all I mentioned. But what were your thoughts? But you mentioned you wanted to talk about this, the interactive experience part.
Oh yeah, yeah. So um, I personally didn't want to talk too much about it,
Or at least like a
but
few seconds of it.
I thought so. It was all rendered in Unreal Engine, like the entire like scene, right?
Mm-hmm.
So looking at how sharp the visuals are, and just how like almost like there is gonna be like a point in where you'll see a movie that is completely CGI, like with just how detailed the graphics are, you know.
No more animal cruelty. PETA will be happy for once.
What?
You don't get the joke,
Uh,
do you?
I get the joke in a sense. Um,
Because you know how that organization likes to claim everything as animal cruelty, practically.
yeah, just like this new Rumbleverse.
Oh yeah,
Look at that
especially
chicken.
yeah. So this is essentially made by Iron Galaxy, who the most recognizable game for me is the Killer Instinct reboot that happened. But anyways,
Okay.
this is a wrestling battle royale game, I guess. It's kind of like it has a mixture of like Knockout City vibes with it too, so I guess it has some element in terms of art style in that direction.
Mhm.
Um, seems pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
Um,
The Expanse, a Telltale. What? A Telltale series? What?
yeah. So even though I think I remember hearing about this, I think they got funded or something like that after like deliquidating like their assets and like that, they managed to make a comeback.
Yeah. What the heck? Oh, wow. Interesting.
So there's that. Oh, another trailer for Tunic got released, so which is a Zelda-like game, so that's neat.
Oh, so
Um,
it's Zelda for furries.
yes.
Interesting.
Furries, please
I
watch this.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not knocking that. Why do you think I have this avatar?
Exactly.
I'm
Um,
not saying anything besides that.
yeah. Homeworld 3. I don't know what this game is, but it looks like a space-based exploration game, so that's cool. Um, Crossfire X is getting an official release date of February 10th.
Okay.
Nightingale. This is a survival game in like Victorian era. It looks kind of like has Minecraft elements too, which is interesting.
Yeah.
PUBG is gonna officially be a free to play game.
Oh, amazing.
So
Um,
so it's not like a game you have to pay a Game Pass for in order to get it free. It's gonna forever be free.
it's almost like Bluehole is you know, I heard that whole thing about PUBG and how kind of scummy Bluehole was, you know, with the Fortnite thing, and I was doing more research on it. Like, interesting. I don't hate Bluehole. I
Blue
have no
Point,
reason to. Or Blue Point, not Bluehole. Fuck me. God damn it.
no Blue Point. Blue Point was actually the I got that mixed up because Blue Point is the studio that Sony acquired that did Demon Souls and like other various remakes. So that's not the right studio, but you get what I mean though.
But whoever the fuck makes it, I remember they were being a
Blue
bit
something.
scummy about it. Blue something. But blue balls. Anyways, I don't know.
Cuphead's DLC officially got a release date of June 30th, 2022. Which
Yang.
this is
Who's the
actually
yellow cup?
that's Miss Chalice.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so you have play a character, but this game in particular, the DLC has been developed for a few years actually.
Nice.
Mainly, I think one of the obvious reasons too is because the art style is so distinct. They have to do keyframe animation.
Yeah, definitely. I think that that art style, like I know it's, you know, supposed to be pretty much a parody based on old-timey cartoons like, you know, what is it? Warner Brothers, MGM, and uh
1930s
Hanna
cartoons.
1930s through 60s, 70s, even later. I think even earlier as well. Um, I love that. I love that art style because it reminds me of being very young and watching Boomerang at like 11 o'clock, which back then 11 o'clock was like the latest I could stay up without passing out, and now I've been staying up all damn night usually.
Yeah.
Um. Oh, hey, another one for you, Mr. Sonic fan. Uh.
Yes, the Sonic movie too. Now the funny,
Yep.
yeah, this got me pretty excited too. I mean, I'm not usually a movie watcher, but for some reason, these Sonic movies are the exception to the rule because
Well,
I'm a huge
well,
Sonic
they're
fan.
they're well, they're game characters. You know, like I mean, who isn't gonna watch like uh, who isn't gonna get excited about a movie adaptation of a game, except for if you know that video game movies are usually cruddy, but I mean, hey, some of them are actually quite nice, like the Tomb Raider one, and I know Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie was well received after the uh remake with they redid Sonic's face.
Yeah, they actually got that player positive reception after that. Like, it was a prime turn events because it seemed like imagine what that would have been like with the original design. Because everyone like, hey, this movie was really cool, but everything else was just eh. But now
Yeah.
it's funny, like with the ridiculous reception of the original Sonic movie, they have Sonic 2, and now they're actually more towards it being even closer to the game than the original one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
With Tails
And
being involved, Knuckles being involved, Jim Carrey's Robotnik is now being even closer to the game. No, the famous dash and everything.
yeah.
So this movie, I think, is a pretty good movie too. I think it may actually be better than the first one in that regard. Kind of like how Sonic 2 is considered one of the greatest games, and Sonic 1 is still a good game too. But Sonic, oh, everyone goes back to Sonic 2.
Oh yeah, certainly. I mean, I know that there was a few cartoons of Sonic, so they got a
Yes.
bit of source material anyways, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, usually video game movies are eh,
Yeah.
but
They definitely gotten
they've
better
been
recently though.
yeah, they've definitely done their best, recently. Like anyone who's done a video game movie,
Yeah.
except for
Uh,
Cyberpunk. Sorry.
yeah, that's fine. Thirsty
What
Suitors. I
what
guess this is gonna be a. It looks like it's gonna be. I don't know what sort of game this is, but cool. I
I have no
guess.
idea. It says it's talking about relationships and family dynamics.
We will have to watch the
Which
trailer to find out, but I don't know if any of us feels like doing that. Uh,
nah, I'll pass on it.
Another game they showed off too was Dune Spice Wars. So this is a real-time strategy game with 4X elements, and it's being based off the Dune franchise.
Okay.
Um, Another thing that they didn't show too. This list didn't mention the fact that Saints Row was also in this thing too.
Yeah, because I know that there was something about Saints Row because I know that they delayed it for
Yeah,
a few things, but
they did. Yeah,
there was something about it. There's gameplay that they were gonna release, right?
well, yeah, and they did do it in the Game Awards, but this article doesn't have it. So
Yeah, yeah. So that is another thing. But
yeah.
hey, is there anything that they missed on the Polygon?
As far as I know, these were really the key announcements.
Okay.
But overall, like, even though you haven't watched the show yourself, like, what did you think of most of these announcements? Like, do you think this would have been a good show, like a showcase, if it was if it was just these announcements?
Um, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I know they try their best to hype out the Game Awards, but then again, also it just becomes a bit one big advertisement sometimes. I notice, like with EA and or not EA, E3, sorry, E3. Um, and I know the Game Awards and E3 have kind of turned into like, you know, vaping kills. and all that sort of like, um, winners don't do drugs sort of announcements,
Yeah.
practically.
However,
But hey,
another thing that I remember seeing something in the Game Awards too that never got showed that I think we could talk about as well.
oh yeah,
Involves Google.
mm-hmm.
And now, soon enough, in 2022, you too can play Android games to Windows. So, finally, you can play Raid Shadow Legends on your PC.
Finally, you can play COD Mobile while docked.
Exactly.
Finally, you can play Super Mario Shuffle. I mean, Pokemon Shuffle.
Whatever.
I mean, Pokemon Go, motherfucker. God damn it.
I
And use a
wonder-
VPN to walk around.
I actually wonder how that's gonna work. Like, how do you play Pokemon Go on your PC? That's gonna be such a weird experience.
I don't know.
That's just so weird.
Pikachu!
I don't know. Hey. Awesome.
Yeah. It's
Use a VPN to get around.
exactly. And
NordVPN.
as of starting 2022, players will be able to experience their favorite Google Play games on more devices, seamlessly switching between a phone, tablet, Chromebook, and soon Windows PCs. This Google-built product brings the best of Google Play games to more laptops and desktops, and we are thrilled to expand our platform for players to enjoy their favorite Android games even more.
Heck yeah.
So, yeah, they teased the app during the Game Awards, but the thing that's interesting to think about.
What?
Yeah, like, it's just an interesting thing to think about. Like,
Oh,
there-
okay.
like how there's a couple like mobile like tie-offs. Like, I know there's a Final Fantasy VII like battle royale game that's being exclusively released on mobile, and this is an official tool you can play that on.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like you mentioned, COD Mobile. If you wanted to be a total shill, you could just play the mobile version of Genshin Impact on your PC. Which why would you when there's an official PC port anyways?
That 120 hertz. Except you'll have to, like, unlock the bootloader and then, like, sideload it from iPhone 13 iOS. Sort of operating system bullshit. Fuck, I don't know what I'm saying.
I hear you.
You know what I mean. We're gonna find some weird, like, VM exploit.
Oh, absolutely. There's probably some weird way. There's a lot of things you could do with this. Like, there's a lot of games you could do with mobile that might work quite well on PC. Especially a lot of like, the mobile shooters could finally be played on PC in an efficient format. Other games you could potentially bring would be including a lot of like some games I know on mobile. Like there's like a couple of Sonic mobile games that actually work pretty well on PC as well. There's just a good chunk of mobile games that surprisingly will work well on PC. Granted, a lot of it is free to play garbage, but being able this actually means that technically you can get away with the Nintendo mobile games on PC.
And technically, we can go back to the 2010s and play Fruit Ninja and Angry Birds on the PC without, playing shitty, like, Flash player versions.
No, especially too, these would be the official versions that people have known for a very long time, which actually makes it even better.
Yeah. Or that weird, like, Russian bootleg version on the, like, 501 bootleg cartridges. That's a thing.
There's that, too.
I just hope that it's available on Windows 10, because I'm not going to Windows 11 just for this. Windows 11 needs to really be...
Well, the thing is that it only mentions Windows, and it'll be available in 2022, so it looks like that is going to be the case, is that you could just go ahead and just do it in Windows 10 and call it a day. Yeah, it says this will be a native Windows app by Google, which will support Windows 10 and up.
Okay.
So this is a completely native app in that it's not going to game streaming or anything. It's just, download the app on Windows 10. You can play your mobile games. Have fun.
All right, then.
So yes, you too can finally play Raid Shadow Legends on your computer.
Yep. And you too can, um, uh, probably, like, break EULAs, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
We can finally play San Andreas Mobile Edition on the PC.
Woo!
The
And watch.
definitive edition sucks. Woo!
It's funny if that Android version is still listed on the Google Play Store, you
Yeah.
have another loophole.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Take Two.
Nah.
Okay,
It's all about that.
that's that ABK BS.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyways, so having some Google Play games on PC is fantastic, and all the freaking possibilities are amazing.
Yes.
PlayStation, meanwhile, got another studio on their hands.
Mm-hmm. Valkyrie Entertainment.
Yes. So what this is going to be is a support studio. So Valkyrie Entertainment has mostly been used for a support studio. So they work alongside other studios in games.
Right.
So this would help with Sony getting their games out faster, mostly. Not so much about the exclusives. They're more so concerned about how can we get these games out faster.
Okay. So the way I see is they could probably 1 second. They could probably co-develop and probably get stuff out a lot quicker than Microsoft at that point then.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't like one of their main dues. I mean, I'm sure if they were allowed, if they wanted to make their own title, Sony would let them. If probably had the right idea.
Oh no,
but this isn't like
help co-develop. I mean,
yeah, this will just help speed up development a little bit. That's what these support studios tend to do, and this will make it PlayStation 17th studio that they have on their arsenal. Microsoft technically has more studios right now because they also own Bethesda.
mm-hmm.
So pretty much what they're gonna, and since 2002, they've actually contributed to quite a number of PlayStation franchises, including God of War, Infamous, and Twisted Metal. So it's not like they're they can develop a new Twisted Metal. They're mostly just gonna be used to help make whatever studio wants to make that Twisted Metal faster.
Yeah, definitely.
Say if a game takes 2 years to make or whatever, they can make it so that it either takes 1.5 years, maybe 1.25 years, if they want to focus more on speed development, or if it's hey, we'll still keep it 2 years development time, but you can have more content in your game.
Yeah, I know. I was I was trying to get that point across as it they're not gonna be developing games. They're more or less just going to work alongside the developers and create the game with them.
Right. Because Sony's starting to go toward the path where they want to make more of these single player games, large, vast games. And clearly they need enough studios to be able to support their mission of having these come out consistently. One of the things I've noticed too is the fact that Sony's output of games has been actually getting pretty slow.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Is that you haven't really seen many PlayStation exclusives besides the ones that they already have that they've.
Yeah. So I feel like having a studio like Valkyrie come in and help speed up development of many of these games could help them out a bit in the long run.
Definitely.
I mean, it may not help with something in Felix faster, but I mean,
Don't talk about Annalise in my podcast. Anyways, I don't know.
yeah.
Uh, I'm just joking.
No, I know.
But you know how long it took for The Last of Us Part 2 to, come out?
That took like freaking years. Like I remember multiple E3s they were talking about that thing.
So stuff like this with Valkyrie Entertainment and um stuff in that sort of vein. I feel like that and what else? I mean, God of War has been. I mean, and the Spider-Man games. What else we got?
We'll eventually get Wolverine at some point. That's all I know.
That too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They could. Valkyrie could help speed up. Make sure that the new Logan game gonna be. Uh, is gonna be there. On time instead of a delayed release. Like a lot of games nowadays have. You know.
Yeah. I just feel like this is going to be a more. Cause I notice a lot with what Sony's been doing. They've been acquiring more like efficiency based studios rather than content studios. Like right now, Microsoft definitely needed content, so it made sense they were on a content spree. Sony seems to be more so leaning towards efficiency speed.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, they've had bought a couple of content makers like Bluepoint, which does specializes in remakes and stuff like that, and Insomniac, which why did it take them this long to get Insomniac? I still wonder that this day what took them so long.
Uh,
Because they've been around, they've been making mostly PlayStation exclusive games since like the dawn of the PlayStation. So, so that you think that, especially with Spyro, so you think they would have been part of a PlayStation in its early days.
Personally, I think with Insomniac games, in my opinion, the whole like swallowing up smaller studios sort of thing, sort of trend, it not saying that Sony did that like what is it? What's the word? Out of spite. But I feel like the whole acquiring smaller game studios or smaller developers is a bit more of a trend nowadays. Now that these companies are much bigger now,
Well, that was much bigger, but they need more resources to make these larger games.
and that too, yeah, definitely, because games have only gotten more and more harder to produce as the pixels get pushed and as the tech gets more. Because nowadays you can make any 8-bit game. You can make any game in 8-bit and 16-bit. Um,
And
or
do that,
something with
yeah.
that style and do it pretty relatively quickly because you don't have to throw in as many details or anything. That's why a lot of indie games go for that sort of like style of PlayStation 1 era or PlayStation 2 sort of graphics, or with older NES and 64 sort of
Mm-hmm.
2D art styles. It's because that's a little bit easier to make rather than a full 3D model of somebody's head.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah, I get that part. But anyways, while this acquisition is going to help Sony speed up their assets, the opposite is true about a certain case that's still going on, and it feels like it's never going to end.
I hope it doesn't. That would actually really put a dent, I feel.
Because here
Yeah.
at GAHCast, ever since episode 4, we've been on this crusade. So, context. So, Activision Blizzard workers staged a walkout over Call of Duty studio layoffs.
Okay.
So, what happens here is that there were some contractors at Raven Software who were laid off.
Oh, is this the one? Yeah. Yeah, I actually remember watching a video about this. It, not this one in particular, but there was one incident where a QA tester, I believe, um, she or he or they even uh got uh I think they either made an account, and it wasn't specifically for Activision Blizzard. It was literally just a Twitter account that said, um, by the way, I'm a QA tester, you know, at me if you find any bugs in this game. And while Vanguard is a broken mess, this QA tester, not a developer, they have no say in development. This QA tester is asking people in the community, not on behalf of Activision Blizzard, but on behalf of himself or herself, and whatever. Um, and literally, it's like uh, Activision Blizzard reaches out to this person and eventually fires. They get fired for literally asking the community for uh, quality assurance testing. Like, for literally asking the community, hey, you see this bug? Can, if you see these bugs, let me know. Not on Activision Blizzard's behalf, but on my behalf, so I could report this, you know?
Yeah. So pretty much the context that earlier in the week, what happens that Activision Blizzard had laid off 12 quality assurance contractors from Raven
Oh,
Software.
okay.
And from there, 60 workers at Raven Software, including both full-time and contractors, left work to protest the surprise terminations.
Yeah, didn't they? Yeah, they terminated them. And they, like, wasn't it that um, they laid them off, like, in in mass,
I believe
and they,
so, yeah.
like, on mass, and then they and then they what was it? They did that, and then now we get this game, which is, quite a show. uh oh my god, in Vanguard, let me tell you, they released a remake of a map. So there are kill barriers, or not kill barriers, but kill timers, where if you walk out of the map for too long, um, you get killed. But if you full on sprint past that kill thing, I'm gonna let you put your water down after this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you walk past you can run past the kill barrier before the timer goes off, and you can be out of the map. Literally. And this is a released brand new map. A newly released brand new map that they did not QA test. Otherwise, this bug would not happen. You can literally you can run straight out to the beachhead, and you can walk to the other isles, and just little islands out in the distance, and fucking fall through the map into the water.
Right.
Like, my goodness.
Yeah.
um it doesn't surprise me though that they would try to do this, either damage control like, or just something to um just something to uh keep their profits as uh tightly high enough, you know. as high enough as possible. It doesn't surprise me. They're trying to do something to control their profits being and their shareholders pulling out because they don't want much to do.
Yeah, because we've had like the SOC group earlier that kind of shied away, and then you had like Phil Spencer, Jim Wright, and Doug Bowser all condemn them, and then Jeff Keighley of the Game Awards also condemned them. Like funny enough, at the Game Awards, one of the first things Jeff Keighley said was, "We do not tolerate this behavior." They didn't specifically mention Activision Blizzard, but it was implied.
I see. I know that was just in response because of people not liking his neutral opinion too much.
Yeah, he tried to be as neutral as he could, but at the end of the day, he kind of was forced to take a side, which kind of
I figured.
which was unfortunate. Like, don't get me wrong. This whole deal has been a very big deal. It's been the constant talk of the town, and all the action Activision Blizzard has done. It's disgusting and abhorrent in nature.
And I condemn it.
Yeah.
And I know Hydrowave, you condemn it. You can say for yourself. Like, it is not a like morally right thing, nor is it legally a right thing, or like in every way it is not right of what Activision Blizzard has done. At least what we've seen the people in power abuse or have heard, alleged or not. It is a disgusting thing to think about, and personally, I would not support. I have not bought much from Activision at all. I am not going to purchase their games further ahead unless either something changes or there is an exception. Like for something that would like something that I would want to purchase, Like I personally am boycotting them as far as right now. But if something changes in the future or I make a purchase, I still don't condone their practice,
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the biggest thing that would get us to purchase Activision Blizzard games again would be if Bobby Kotick actually resigned.
Personally, yeah. I think that is what I mean by purchases is if somebody wants Call of Duty Vanguard or one of the Call of Duty games or an Activision game in general, and they want me to buy it for Xbox or PlayStation or something or as a gift, that's what I mean by purchases.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not going to do anything to support this this company until something truly changes or it is a gift. In that case, then yes, I know my money is going to these ass wipes, but I want no part of it. It's just a gift at most, for at least for me. It's very difficult. But I don't want to say I'm gonna tiptoe around this problem.
We can't.
You really can't. It's it's hard to tiptoe around something that is like just not right.
And the fact that now we're seeing that employees are starting to get this. The protest in that article said there was no end date. This one did not have an end date, which means they're going to be out protesting for as long as needed.
I hope they continue until Kotick walks out,
Mm-hmm.
He is not a good person.
No, Definitely.
from what we've heard and have read and seen, and just things in general. I don't support this person.
I 100% get
It-
that.
And I I mostly I wish for the people who are victims of this stuff, you know.
Mhm.
I wish them the best, and like I wish them the like that they would I wish that they would find peace, you know,
Yeah.
past this, and understand that this place is that Activision Blizzard is that company and that building out there in California is like that is I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of a way to say it. It's just there will be there will be a time when all of this stuff is completely behind all of us, you know? But
No, I understand.
it's hard to rest. It's hard to rest when like you know that there are still people who are out there that have and will continue to commit these heinous actions, you know? But I feel like there is only forward. And by forward, I mean that continue on
No, yeah.
and try to, as an employee, um, find solace in knowing that these people are now ousted by pretty much everyone.
Right.
And well, it's like I apologize. I'm not trying to stutter. It's just very difficult to talk about a pressing situation
No, it's
and
fine.
speak to tens of thousands of people, you know,
Potentially. Even though
potentially.
even though only like 30 people are ever going to view this. But anyways,
I know, but just in case just in case, you know.
oh, I understand. Yeah, we have that one anomaly that makes us viral. But however, we do have another thing that happened with Activision Blizzard is that a Blizzard employee says she was told to get over it after reporting sexual harassment. Another case of this. So pretty much what happened was that during the multiple lawsuits, one of the employees made a public statement about the abuse she says she's experienced over her 4-year career at the studio, and that she worked for Blizzard, the group responsible for making Overwatch and Diablo. So this was in the Blizzard division, not the Activision side, but it's still part of the same company, so it doesn't really matter. Anyways, so this is what happened. I was so excited to be a part of a community that seemed to care so much about their employees. Unfortunately, that didn't happen to me. Since I've been employed at Blizzard, I have been subjected to rude comments about my body. No, we don't want to scroll down. Fuck you. Um, since I've been employed at Blizzard, I've been subjected to rude comments about my body, unwanted sexual advances, inappropriately touched, subjected to alcohol-infused team events and cube crawls, invited to have casual sex with my supervisors, and surrounded by a frat boy culture that's detrimental to women. She also brought up these negative experiences to her supervisors, and they were brushed aside. According to her statement, her superiors said the men harassing her were just joking, that she should get over it. She was told not to go to HR. She was told her abusers had done nothing wrong in the eyes of the law.
That's horse shit.
It totally is wrong. At top of two, she even complained about the sexual abuse she was experiencing. She was Yeah. This is what happened. So after she complained about the sexual abuse she was experiencing, she was actually demoted and faced retaliation. She also was denied shares in the company and full profit sharing, and her raises were only very minimal. Also, in her statement, she also mentioned that her mental health was shattered by the events and that she was going to remain public in order to fight for a safe work environment for all Activision Blizzard employees. So, pretty much, she got screwed. She got 100% screwed over.
Yeah, it's like when I talk about abusing power, this is the type of stuff that you know this is the type of stuff that I think about, is that when you speak out about things that are not right or incorrect, you get outcasted. You get ousted by either the higher ups, the people in charge, or possibly people in the public community, you know. And when I think of that type of abuse of power, it it makes me afraid, because when somebody who is so evil or so um, corrupt would abuse their power that much um, to do this crap, to do this, to like treat somebody like this with the most disrespect, literally downplaying possible, you know, possibly, who knows? Who knows? It could, there could be more going on behind closed doors, Like, it's just, I feel like this type of stuff is, it's what,
Yeah.
I, I'm sorry, I keep on freaking stuttering and stuff. I'm sorry. It's just,
No, it's fine. It's not only are you stuttering because it's a pressing matter, but this is all just shocking and disturbing to see a company that has games that you had enjoyed just turn out to be so evil and disgusting and abhorrent.
really, that's kind of how it is, Like, I also just question, the abuse of power of, like, the boss or the CEO or your manager or supervisor, like, some of it is truly unfair, and I feel like some people, like, always get the rotten end of the deal. They pull the shortest straw. You know. Uh, so, or is it the shortest straw? It's the worst. I forgot. Um, I just hope that there's a way to move on. You know.
Absolutely. And again, we said every single time we talk about this organization, you know, we all want to offer a place for you all to have a community to speak up, and we care for everyone's beliefs and equal rights and everything like that. We want to be a welcoming community to all of you and keep fighting strong, and we're all on your side. But while this situation is a bit grim, we can move on to some other technological advances in society.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something
Let's
to at least
do
brighten
that.
our moods up a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Let's do that because
It just gets too much in ourselves sometimes.
that and it's just such a grim topic, like you
It is.
said. But um digital driver's
Yeah.
licenses in DC.
Yeah. So on Tuesday, DC Council approved a measure to give DC residents access to digital version of their driver's license or identification card on their phone. The legislation was passed unanimously, which gives the Department of Motor Vehicles authority to issue digital credentials and let residents present identification in electronic format, such as a smartphone instead of a physical credential, except when prohibited by the law. That's nice to hear. It's just nice to see that, we're getting to this time in which we're getting more convenience for everything.
Definitely.
Like if you don't want to carry around your driver's license with you all the time, risk losing it, you can just have it on your phone. However, the cost of this convenience could in fact be detrimental since it increases your reliance on your smartphone.
Yeah. Um imagine um imagine a point where you forget your phone at home or it has to charge and personally I don't know why you would, but you don't have a car charger or it's literally just it just like goes in one ear and out the other or just like I don't know, something it bounces over your damn head. You forget your phone and you only have a digital one because why ever have a physical one? Why ever do that? And you're going down the street and something happens. Accident, you're driving too fast, your headlights out, or your plate has been stolen by a weirdo or something, and you didn't notice. Your license plate. So you get pulled over, and I see your ID, and you know you're like, oh yeah, I have a digital one. Let me grab my what the uh 1 second, officer. And you don't have your phone. So I'm quite I like physical things as much as digital things. More like physical because it has touch and you can feel. But um imagine that situation. Now, the only thing I see about this is what if your ID is digitally linked with the police and they can pull it up at any time for you to make sure that you are registered.
Mhm.
So you can no longer forge driver's licenses because they have to be in the database. That is my only caveat to the little little skit that I just did, that I just talked about. Um, so this is only in DC, right? So if you go out of state, you can't. It's not legal tender, I guess, or you have to have a physical one out of state.
Right.
But
However, the article does mention that eventually digital licenses would also be accepted at security checkpoints and airports across the country under a plan supported by the Transportation Security Administration. So there is going to be a bit of a push
I see.
eventually. There, it's just a matter of when. It's an inevitability. It's just a matter of when. That you could just take your driver's license with you on your phone and just show it on your phone, and bam, you're good.
Yeah, because I know it says Maryland and Virginia are moving to make something like this, and that there's 20 states that are considering or testing or just
Law,
actually have one.
yeah, 20
Yeah.
states. And if we take a look at this,
Um.
it's a blue text. You can actually click it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm checking it out. Depends. Arizona and Georgia will be the first in the country who have it in the Apple Wallet application.
So
Or
far, the
app.
state
Yep.
governments of Arizona, Connecticut, Georgia, Iowa, Kentucky, Maryland, Oklahoma, and Utah are signaling support for the feature. Cool, so eventually I could just have my driver's license on my phone. Yay!
Awesome.
Um,
I can't wait to go down to Alabama.
oh yeah.
Drive my Chevy to New Jersey. Sorry.
No, that actually brings up a valid point. Just imagine being the redneck up in like the Appalachia of West Virginia, just like having your smartphone, being the biggest tech geek on the planet for some reason. Just having your freaking monster truck just going off on the off roads, and you get to drive all across the country without having to deal with all those wallets.
Oh, city folk and their uptightness going down to Texas, then going to Nevada, going past the Mojave, going to California, then drive all the way back to Florida, then to Iowa. And then guess what? I'm back in West Virginia. Mountain Mama! Sorry. Anyways, don't sue us.
John Denver, don't sue us.
John Denver, which should
Or
have.
or the record company that owned the song.
Yeah, because I think he's dead, right?
Probably.
I don't know.
But
Also, don't sue us, Todd Howard. I definitely didn't mention the Mojave in this because of Fallout or DC. Which, holy shit! Wait, you mentioned West Virginia. This license plate thing is in DC, and guess what? I mentioned the Mojave. Woo! I don't know.
well, it's funny to think about that. You know,
We only need to Boston. We're going to go down to that Massachusetts.
I was gonna say the funny thing too is that because of the fact that Obsidian and Bethesda are still part of the same company,
Yeah.
they technically could just remake New Vegas if they wanted to. Which, by the way, that actually would be a really good remake, to be honest with you, because that is considered a fan favorite game.
Well, yeah, certainly. I'd love a remake, honestly. They would be able to, and they could do it without any sort of limit, because I remember that they got limited to how many lines they could have in the game, and that's why one of the characters in Dead Money was a silent. I think I'm not sure if that's actually true, but I do remember there was something about that. Anyways, back to the article.
Yeah.
Woo! Driver's license across the country. And I don't know.
But yeah, like it is actually we could diverge a little bit with this because it is a good point though. Like it's fascinating to think that like if you know this actually be a good idea. We could just go to speculation territory before we move on to the next article. Since we've got it
Oh
up
yeah,
going.
definitely.
Like if in a scenario we do have a Fallout New Vegas remake. Do you want to make this remake more closer to how it would be like with Fallout 4 style gameplay, but just keep like the world and everything that very similar, kind of like how Resident Evil 2 from Capcom was, or would you rather go ahead and try to keep it like Resident Evil 0 or whatever they did, where they try to make it as faithful as possible, just better visuals?
Good question. Damn, I don't know. I would be very intrigued to see it a little bit more like Fallout 4, because personally that was my first Fallout game, but I did learn to appreciate more of New Vegas and 3 even, because with Fallout 4 you could sprint and you could go pretty damn fast, while in New Vegas if you broke your leg, you couldn't do much about it other than wait for it to heal and sleep it off and then get it healed, I guess. At the doctor's, I guess. I forgot. But it's not as terrible as like the original Fallout. I know the original Fallout, if you play it on one of the harder difficulties, you broke a leg, you're there for hours, I think. I forgot, but anyways, I don't care. Uh, I mean, I'd like it to be a bit more faithful to New Vegas because I feel like I feel like they wouldn't ruin it too much by keeping towards like Fallout 4 with a lot more, because I know Fallout 4 had a bit more um it was better combat wise, and there was a lot more I guess interaction in the sense with like being able to, you know, have a lot of weapon customization and all that. I feel like if New Vegas took the weapon sort of part of it and tried to make it not like, you know, Fallout 4 where um there's like this weird Maxim machine gun for an assault rifle and stuff like that, but they um just made it more faithful to New Vegas in every other way, cuz like in New Vegas the gunplay wasn't the best. Same with Fallout 3, but at least it was doable, you know? It was definitely playable, you know? You didn't have to rely too much on VATS, I guess. You could shoot straight, but um I mean, I wouldn't mind having better gunplay. I don't know.
No,
Yep.
absolutely. Like I could see that be the case. Like if you wanted to, like now another thing too is that game remakes like Final Fantasy VII Remake especially, they went out of the way to expand the story.
Yeah, that too. They could really with the with the lack of a anchor to them, you know, this time around, making a remaster of New Vegas. Um, I feel like that would. I truly feel like that. Expanding on the politics of that game too, because I know that there was a lot of political diversity in that game that almost matches nowadays, but not truly. Like it like there were a few things like I know uh Caesar Kaiser's Legion. I almost said luncheon. God damn it.
Mm.
Seizure's luncheon. Anyway, uh eh, I feel like expanding on that sort of thing with the Legion and um maybe like adding much more diversity to the story, like uh maybe if there was like an ending where you became House, like you would be stuck in the immortality chamber that House is
Mm.
stuck to. Um and you rule New Vegas in a
Mm.
sense, you know? Without needing a secure, like actually I don't know, you can already kind of do that already, but I hope you understand what I mean, like um I don't know.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. Now another thing I have to wonder too is that in this sort of situation, who should develop the new Vegas remake? Should it be Obsidian who's currently working on Outer Worlds 2 and Avowed, and have them deal with it after they're done with those projects, or should it be Bethesda themselves?
I truly want Obsidian to work on it because I feel like Bethesda, while they would not ruin it, truly I don't think they would ruin it. I think they also need to. I feel like if Bethesda were to work on it, they should work on the very early stages of it. They should work on the very early stages of it, and when Obsidian is done with Outer Worlds 2 and um their other projects,
Avowed.
and that, yeah, sorry. um uh then they can start working towards world building and making the DLCs even more expansive, because I know I actually loved the idea of Dead Money is, you know, there are these people that are trapped in a city and if you get too close to the radios, you're dead or something like that. I love the idea of that and overpowering this money hungry sort of like weirdo, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. I forgot a little bit of Dead Money, but I know that that guy was. He did it for no fucking reason, honestly. Um, but anyways, I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, anyways, though, hell yeah, Fallout New Vegas remastered though. I would love it. Um, but
Available on Game Pass. Just kidding.
available on Xbox Game Pass.
Oh yeah, another announcement too they made for the Game Boards too is funny enough. They actually rebranded the Xbox Game Pass to PC Game Pass.
Really?
Yeah, it's being rebranded for PC.
Interesting.
So you still have Xbox Game Pass for console, and then it'll be PC Game Pass for PC gamers.
Oh, okay. Wait, but aren't they just interchangeable? What's the difference?
I have no idea. I don't know why they decided to do it, but we'll go with it.
Me neither.
Anyways, I
Yeah,
guess at
let's-
this point we can just move on to Discord stuff, I guess, because
Oh yeah, definitely make a note about the New Vegas segment. If
I
you
actually might
do
just
make
keep
that.
it in there.
Okay.
I think it actually makes more sense. I'll just keep it in there, just add another timestamp for it.
Okay, sure.
Because it actually kind of flowed pretty well, surprisingly. It's like a little nice little change of pace bonus.
Yeah, definitely. And it's all because I fucking made the connection to DC and Mojave and fucking
Washington, D.C. and stuff like that. Those were-
yeah.
actually worked out really well, surprisingly. So that's why I'm like, okay, we'll definitely keep it in there. Because it'd be weird to kind of have that be. It definitely would feel weird having it by itself.
Yeah, I guess so.
But yeah, back to what we're doing here. We have to talk about how Discord is now doing premium community memberships. So pretty much what's going to happen is that now there's going to be an option for if you own your own Discord server or whatever, you can charge people money to have certain perks, kind of like how you would like Patreon or YouTube donation buttons and stuff like that. It'd be another option of monetization.
Okay.
Interesting. In addition to like boosts and stuff like that. So
yeah, I truly feel like that might besides the boosts, I feel like that would I feel like this might having like a paid sort of like membership thing, that would definitely help with paying for server boosts to make sure that you can keep the features and stuff. That would yeah, I do like that. Though I hope nobody abuses it.
Right.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, because I know one person that we know had someone charge for the Discord server for boosts, and the next thing stopped, and now he's back to level 1 again.
Yeah, motherfucker. Anyway, I don't know.
But yeah, like this is kind of like a more of a Patreon style membership where it's like, oh, do I get this perk or this perk? Or it's not like the boosts where it affects server wide thing, like you're donating money to help strengthen the server. This is more like, what do I get for boosting the server? It was like, not boosting the server, but like donating to the server. It's like, what do you get?
Yeah, I think this might be like a subscription thing where like you can get like emotes and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I think that's how it's going to be. So, for instance, you could make a tier hypothetically called God tier, where it's like for $1,000 a month, you
You can eliminate somebody from the server and ban them forever. Just kidding. Literally, just fucking like like uh like fucking nuke somebody and ban them. Like imagine some fucking creator does that and they are literally forced to ban their own like content creator pal off the fucking planet. Like off of Discord, like off of their Discord server. Like Jesus Christ, that's insane.
Like, imagine if
Um,
we had to make imagine if for some reason the two of us thought it was a good idea to make a Discord tier for like $10,000 a month to be admin for a month.
oh yeah. I
That
also know that oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that would not end up well.
No, that wouldn't. There would be major changes. Um,
And
they'd
then
probably make a not safe for work server without ticking not safe for work.
yep, and then we would have to
Anyways,
go in and intervene.
yeah. But one thing I see, there are certain Discord communities. Don't ask how I know this. I just know it because like I've I've seen people talk about this, but I personally haven't gone on any of them because truly I only have, my Discord, GAHCast Discord, and a few other ones. Um, which, hey, by the way, you can join our Discord.
Yeah, link in the
Link in
description
the
in our link
description.
tree. Woo.
Yep. Hell yeah. Anyways, sorry. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. There are RPG servers where you can level up and play basically a game through Discord. You know what would be actually kind of hilarious is that people could use that to monetize their Discord RPG servers.
Yeah, it's like for $5 a month, you can get a replica game piece of your RPG character.
Oh yeah, certainly. You can get a 3D printed model shipped to your door.
So if someone wanted to play as, I don't know, Billy the Hillbilly, they wanted a 3D and they wanted a 3D printed model of that game piece of that character, they will get it for $5.
Or if I could roleplay as myself and then get a 3D printed model of my character. Or a 3D printed version of a certain someone. Sorry. Anyways.
Or if we can
Um,
get a 3D printed model of two Felixes.
no. Great. See, the thing is, I'm literally thinking of trolling you one day and switching this avatar to a live 2D version of Felix from RE0 and just trolling you with it as like a little like segment, I guess.
How about fearless?
Sorry.
But yeah, it's just like, oh my God. Just imagine that. There's a lot of cool things you can do with this. Honestly, I think this would be better for the community. I think. No, it doesn't mention the split, but it seems like this is largely going just to the creators themselves, which is nice. And it'll help them, at least the admins, boost the server, because I wouldn't trust almost anyone else boosting my server, to be honest with you.
No, definitely not.
Like, the two of us would probably just pay like $30 a month to keep the GAHCast server fully boosted if we wanted to go in that direction.
Yeah, and even then, what's the perks, honestly? Besides better audio quality.
Better audio quality, we get vanity, custom banners, and
Oh, okay. So there's a good amount of stuff, but
yeah. I would say once we become way more successful on the platform, then we could definitely look into that, because then we'll want to step our boundaries further.
oh yeah, definitely. Why pay for more than what people wouldn't appreciate? The 2080 rule.
Yeah, exactly. However, while Discord doing something right,
Certain someone isn't. Sorry, just
yeah.
kidding.
While Discord seems to be doing something on the right track, YouTube is questionable with what they're saying, because YouTube's track record makes it seem like they don't really care as much.
Yeah, when they th- through this blog they believe that they have a very a very balanced uh tool set for content ID, which I guess they believe they're doing well. Um, which it's I guess yeah.
Yeah, so for reference, over the last few years, YouTube has supposedly worked hard to build a suite of copyright management tools that give rights holders control of their copyright material on YouTube. These tools have allowed creativity to thrive while giving creators and artists the tools and resources needed to manage their content online. Today, we're releasing a new report, the Copyright Transparency Report, to shed more light on our copyright enforcement efforts on YouTube. Copyright management on YouTube today consists of blah 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 blah, and we worked with to match right holders with appropriate tool based on their specific needs and resources, while also continuously expanding features and making new investments. So it sounds like YouTube is now going to start being more transparent about how their copyright system works. That's what it sounds like, but I feel like YouTube has been more restrictive than they have been innovative
Yeah.
with a lot of avenues, and that's why a lot of the stuff that we see here we have to take with a pretty big grain of salt.
Yeah, because they're saying that they believe that this is, they feel like uh they balance the need of creators and rights holders, and viewers, I guess. But I mean, this is great and all, but there's um the thing is that like there's been a lot of questionable, you know, claims, and a lot of people have spoken out about it, and it's a little, it's a little it's a little difficult to see it in their light, I guess.
Yeah.
I
What?
feel
Yeah.
like
When every content creator always puts YouTube on a negative light, it makes everyone think of YouTube in a negative light.
yeah, and well, that sometimes there are some really difficult uh difficult changes, I think while you have a right to complain, um it's definitely better to not just take sides immediately, you know.
Exactly. And while YouTube claims that they've helped unlock new creative economy that has paid more than $30 billion to creators and media companies over the last 3 years, and more than $4 billion to the music industry, over 30% of which the company generate content. That's great and all, but it makes you really question it based off what every other YouTuber and content creator has mentioned on the platform.
Yeah, and then there was something that just happened recently. Totally not Mark. He's like he does anime. I don't watch him, but there was a YouTuber that goes by the name of Penguins Zero, or Moist Critical, as more people know him. Uh, he shed some light on this one creator who received, I believe, over 150 copyright claims from Toei Animation. And well, we're not really gonna show you, that sort of thing. It's just something we gotta mention because, well, we've kind of just been saying how it's not always as it seems. There's also some questionable things that have happened, and it's not just we're not just shilling. You know, we're just saying that there YouTube does, it is fair enough for a majority of things, but there are little things that do make you question it. You know.
Yeah. Like look at that down here. This is the big one here. The
Yeah.
vast majority of claims and removal requests originate from automatic detecting technology through our copyright match and content ID tools. This section is the big one. Let's look at this. Over 722 million claims were made through the content ID in the first half of 2021, representing over 99% of all copyright actions on YouTube, and over 1.6 million removal requests were made using the same tool in the first half of 2021. And they provide this ring chart here.
Yeah. The one that has, it's just a big circle of yellow with a little bit of slices of blue, purple, and reddish orange.
Yeah. And then we
Say
scroll.
that's lavender, but sorry. Go ahead.
As it says here, this shirt shows unique claims or copyright removal requests made in the first half of 2021. Note that some videos may be subject to multiple claims or removal requests, such as when the individual video features more than one copyrighted asset and multiple parties share ownership, and all this other stuff. But I feel like this is almost skewed in a way.
Yeah, it's very easy to see it skewed because, you know, transparency is a I feel that transparency is a big problem with a lot of companies, and they do that either out of malice or out of genuinely they assume that people knew that already, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know. Um,
And they also have another section. Is we also measure how often creators push back against removals and content ID claims they believe are made in error. So this is another one.
Yeah.
As the report notes, we see low levels of disputes relative to total claims, particularly within tools that use automatic detection. In the first half of 2021, fewer than 1% of all content ID claims were disputed. As they say.
Yeah.
So look,
Which,
yeah.
I mean,
I feel like a lot of it is just people just like, I don't want to deal with all this bullshit, whatever. Because I feel like the actual graph for this, like how many people would actually want to fight this and get a reasonable result, would be more like 50 to 75%. But the problem is, it's just a lot of people just don't think they would be able to win, and thus just kind of hunker back and just let YouTube do its own thing. They don't hold YouTube accountable for trying to protect its creators. Granted, right now, we kind of are content creators on this platform. I mean, once I start getting everything else assembled, which hopefully by this week I'll have an update video detailing what everything else going on this channel is going to be, and the future of what everything else is going to look like.
yeah.
We'll have a better idea, but looking at this, it really is just shocking to see, like, how few people have fought back.
Yeah.
Or you see all these content ID claims, or it's like, it's probably a lot of this is not just not hardcore creators. This is probably more so people who are just don't care about revenue or whatever. They're just like, oh, cool.
Yeah, definitely.
They're like, oh, it's just content ID claim. It's just whatever.
Well, with a lot of creators, it's not worth the hassle, like you said, but also, if, like, a lot of it can eventually boil up to an actual legal battle. So, you know, if you know, and a lot of people truly don't have much time for that sort of stuff. So there's that, and the if you dispute, I believe it's very it's taken very seriously,
Yeah.
you know, and you know, some people, you know, believe that some companies can outright, if they win the dispute, can strike your channel, You know, I mean, in general, if you upload anything, they can choose either claim or strike. You know, so
Yeah.
it's quite scary. But and
Yeah.
I assume that's why not many people dispute claims like that because it's not worth the legal repercussions as well as possibly losing your channel or privileges.
Exactly. It's like in the age of social media where everyone's using copyright content no matter what. It is. I feel like it is important that the copyright system of the United States gets reformed.
Oh, certainly, I would truly love to see that sort of stuff
So that way we
happen
do.
because
Yeah. So that way we do have the ability to use all this content up and.
yeah,
But as you were saying before I interrupted you,
what's that?
weren't you say something before I interrupted you?
I don't believe so.
All right, whatever. Um. Anyways, we can just scroll down a little bit, and they said finally, in the limited cases where disputes arise, data from the report shows that the majority, over 60% of resolutions, are resolved in favor of the uploader. Which that is still a pretty high percentage to be in favor of the claimant if this was to be believed.
Yeah. Um. Apparently, the claim expires if they don't respond within 30 days of. Give me 1 second. Uh, if they don't respond to copyright disputes, the claim expires. Apparently.
Yeah, I noticed that too in the little infographic they have on the bottom right of
Yeah.
the graph here. So, and apparently we could download the transparency report too if you want to take a look at it in the actual file. But it kind of
Yeah.
it feels like it's showing that YouTube's trying to convince themselves that they want to appear as creator friendly as possible, but the
hmm
systems that they have in place for their bots especially make it seem like they're anti.
Yeah, I know it is really easy to see corporations in a bad light, you know, especially since it's quite easy for them to do so, a la Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, those guys
But
get their diapers in the
that's
trash. Thank you.
that's an extreme comparison and example.
Oh yeah.
Uh, but you know what else is extreme? Being a fucking large company and having an outage. Actually, that's more embarrassing. Anyways, uh,
Yeah, so we're going to talk about this because obviously this is a big deal because a lot of websites use Amazon Website Services.
yeah, and I couldn't buy my shoes. Anyways,
Yeah.
uh, no, I don't care. It's fine. You know, it was out. I had no like problems really, but eh.
Yeah, so
Anyways,
get this. So users were reporting a widespread outage at Amazon Web Services, bringing down websites and backend services for organizations including, get this, Associated Press, Disney Plus, and Vice. So think of it this way.
I couldn't watch my shows.
You
Anyway,
couldn't watch
sorry.
your freaking Avengers movie. I don't know.
I could never found out who died in Infinity War.
Exactly. Just do a Google search. You'll be fine. Okay, just kidding. Anyways, the AWS status page reported that increased error rates for its management consoles on Tuesday morning and mentioned, we are experiencing API and console issues in the US East 1 region. We have identified root cause and are actively working towards recovery. This issue is affecting the global console landing page, which is also hosted in US East 1.
I see. So this would have affected you and probably even me.
Yeah, and on top of it too, and that when AWS went down in June, it took out Twitch, Reddit, Twitter, Hulu, HBO Max, Shopify, and Amazon
Holy
itself.
crap.
And I believe we covered this one too, so that was even increased.
Yeah, but I just realized, holy shit, they actually have more of a foothold than you thought. Like, they could fucking, like, God. That's insane. It's so sad that Amazon Web Services died in Infinity War. Anyways,
So sad.
sorry, that was corny. Uh,
However, Amazon also claims that they also are going to try and make it easier to track these things down in the future, which,
okay.
how likely is it? Who knows? Because a lot of people like to use a lot of traffic, so they would have to not only do that, find these systems easier, but you'd probably want to increase your capacity.
Oh yeah. As things get, you know, it's literally congestion and traffic. You know.
Yeah, so the U.S. East 1 region of data centers is in Virginia.
Yeah.
So rednecks could have probably bashed the tower. Who knows?
Oh damn that Amazon! Sorry,
It's fine. Um,
can't buy my Chevy off of Amazon. Can only
right.
buy these cruddy accessory. Gosh darn it! I want that order online my Chevy. Want that eco-friendly shit. Can't be burning up the atmosphere. I don't know.
Right. So if you look here, it says Amazon Web Services on Friday published an explanation for an hours-long outage earlier this week that disrupted its retail business and third-party online services. And it says it also planned to revamp its status page. And it also mentioned an automated activity to scale capacity of one of the AWS services hosted in the main AWS network triggered an unexpected behavior from a large number of clients inside the internal network. As a result, devices connected to an internal Amazon network and AWS network became overloaded. So yeah, it is
Okay.
pretty much a capacity issue that needs to be addressed in this one area. I understand.
Definitely.
I understand Virginia is not the most important U.S. state, but when you have all your servers packed into Virginia, or one of the most important servers, yeah, you want to update that.
Yeah, definitely. We can't have a situation like in Nebraska,
Nah,
where there's no coverage at all.
yeah, just don't pull T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Like, I understand
Hello.
T-Mobile owns Sprint now, but even then,
Yeah. Anyways,
yeah,
that's
and then
nice. Uh, well, I'm not moving to Virginia. Anyways.
yeah, they also mentioned that as the impact to services during this event all stemmed from a single root cause, we opted to provide updates via a global banner on the service health dashboard, which we have since learned makes it difficult for some customers to find information about this issue. So it sounds like, again, they're trying. It feels like they are trying. Like, it's Amazon, and they know that the web services make a lot of money. Like, I wouldn't question that they would try to get this ironed out as soon as they can.
Yeah, definitely. Amazon is, a lot of things rely on Amazon. I imagine not being able to track your Amazon order because it's coming through like imagine if the postal service like was affected by that. My god. Cuz I know the postal service has deals with Amazon, right?
Mm, some of them. I know, like, depending on where you live, Amazon has been building up their own delivery network.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like, where I live, we practically get all of our stuff. If we order something from Amazon, it largely just comes from the warehouse. It's like in the same town.
Oh, okay.
So, but anyways, one of the other
Anyways,
key things that's being mentioned here too, well, besides Amazon shutting down, what if you're trying to find your government papers?
yeah. What? Oh shit, that fucking goat. Get that fucking goat.
So while our last two articles were from last week,
Stole my fucking papers. Son of a bitch.
so
Get the fuck over here.
so that's like, while like, while these last few articles are from last week, our shit posting game has been very poor.
Fucking goat.
Yeah, so,
Got my papers back. Anyways.
alright, so somehow a goat entered a government office in India and was caught on video walking off with a file full of papers from inside the building. And this was filmed outside the, I pronounced to any Indian viewers I ever get, Panchayat Security Office in Shropshire, Kanpur. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I apologize in advance. It shows an employee chasing after the goat while it holds a file of papers in its mouth. And you can literally see the goat, without the watch the video, just holding its papers in the mouth.
Oh, it's pronounced Panchayat Secretary Office in Shabapur, Kanpur, I think.
I don't know, but all I know is that.
But,
First off,
hey.
how did you let? I understand India, a lot. If you're in India, like, they let their animals, be part of like the citizen life sort of thing. They allow them on the streets and whatnot.
Animals are abundant in India. India is a very diverse place. Like, it's very it's such an interesting place to be. But imagine you work at the city hall, okay? You see a fucking goat walking in. You go on your bathroom break. Next thing you know, you see the goat walking out the doors with some papers. And that, you go chasing after it. And now, it's on a wild goose chase across the buildings. Up the mountain. Down the hills. Past the waterfall. Straight to the, monastery. And then back to City Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And then you realize this motherfucker got hopped. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, yeah. Witnesses said the goat had entered the building while employees were working outside and walked off with papers from an office where documents related to village development projects are stored. Shabafur Block Development Officer Manuel Yadav said the file carried away by the goat only contains scrap papers and not official documents. Oh, thank God. I didn't want them to have to rewrite the blueprints. That goat might be jailed.
I swear to God, if this was actual Goat Simulator, you get a map of this in Goat Simulator. This would actually.
This is literally some shit out of fucking Goat Simulator. Just walking off with, like, nuclear launch codes, and then he walks off and gives it to fucking the vice president of, like, Nebraska. Anyway, I don't know. The employees recovered most of the papers from the animal, but some had been chewed up. Yadov said employees have now been instructed to remain inside the office while thinking. Okay, so,
yeah, like,
yeah, that makes sense.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if, for instance, like, the goat actually swallowed all the papers. That would have been a nutty situation, because they'd be like, do we have to kill the goat?
They would truly not know, because the scrap papers that were in the goat's mouth, thankfully you could get a sense of an idea of which what the papers were, and understood they were mostly just, like, copies of some forms or whatever. They weren't nothing big, but if that goat literally chewed and ate the entire thing, they wouldn't know if they were missing a document in some poor, guy could have just, they could have lost his employment form or something, or some sort of document that is related to a specific individual, and now they have to reapply or never get a call in for what it was.
Yeah, I know that India in particular is, obviously they practice Hindu faith, and they're also really pacifist too. So it's just like if they kill, I believe they also believe like the reincarnation thing. So it's like if you kill like an animal or something, it gets revived as something else.
Yeah.
So it's like
I
if
don't.
kill the goat,
I
it's like it gets completely, resurrected. It's like that thing could have been a human at one life.
Yeah. Personally, for me, I don't have much experience with actual like religions from India. I don't even know if I can say it's Hindu religions at that point because I don't know, but um I I know that like and this is kind of a really dense sort of comparison, but um the Far Cry games, Far Cry 4 takes place in like a fake version of India called Karat. Um and it definitely feels um it definitely feels like India, I feel. Um, it at least feels like a foreign land, and I know that at one point you see, you go to a monastery, and there's a demon that um, they satiate, and they force goats to be executed to satisfy the demon and prevent the demon from hurting or from uh, resurrecting or something. I forgot.
I
So
understand.
if it's anything like that, um, that could be my only. Um, that's my only like thing with goats, I guess, with India. So not even this goat. This goat is just a dickhead.
Yeah,
Um,
this goat wants to be a total swaghead. But anyways, anything else you want to say about this?
uh, no, let's just go a little bit more west towards like uh, Egypt, because we're gonna be washing away um, the waste of the planet by stacking washing machines in a pyramid and beating a
Yeah.
world record. New record. Anyway,
No, it has to be like this. Yeah, it has to be like the Smash announcer where it's like a new record.
yeah.
But
Um.
yeah, so for some reason, I don't know why they thought this was a good idea. Um, a British company raised awareness of electronic recycling and broke a Guinness World Record by assembling 1,496 recycled washing machines into a gigantic pyramid. And Guinness World Record said that Curry's PC World earned the record for largest washing machine pyramid when it ranged the appliances into a pyramid measuring 40 feet and 7 inches tall.
Geez, 44 feet. That's like really like. That's like a three-story building, right?
I believe so.
Almost, right?
And the pyramid square base composed of 256 washing machines measures 31 feet 7.5 inches on each side. Curry said the record attempt was aimed at raising awareness for recycling services for electronics. But my question is this: why would you want to reuse these machines for a pyramid? I feel that's a little contradictory. It,
Um.
it's like, yo, listen, we're gonna take all these washer machines and we're gonna use them once just to build this pyramid. Afterwards,
Uh.
these resources will never be used ever
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, and they use a lot of like industrial like cranes to stack it, and they're like, doing all that stuff. Somebody has to bring them down eventually and like, you know, recycle the metal. So I feel like this was like I feel like this in the concept is good, like building a pyramid of recycled washing machines, even though you're wasting a lot of man hours and doing something, no offense, more productive. Um because that's literally just done that's like four machines under 1,500 washing machines, and they kind of spent it on building this pyramid that will need to be taken down. Honestly, I do love the concept, raising awareness of recycling, you know, electronics and all that. But I do agree with you that it's a little counterproductive, I feel. I mean, they're being recycled to make a pyramid, but if that isn't kind of a waste of time, they could have just been like melted into things, I guess. I don't know, or like ripped apart. But that's fine. Um, that's fine by me. I mean, hey, it's a world record. Who the
Right.
hell would want to have a world record of washing machines being like 44 feet tall?
No, I get it. Yeah, I mean, the idea of the record is kind of cool, but at the same time, it just comes off a bit as like this could have been used for much better things.
Yeah, personally, but that's whatever.
Right.
Um, but I mean,
Right.
it's yeah, it's whatever. But well, it's a flaw in logic. The Department of Homeland Security warns us of a critical flaw in security with a certain software. Um, little bonus that I just threw on top of you, Hydra. I'm sorry. I just saw this and I was like, oh great, what is this? Um,
Link it.
yeah, this was yesterday. Uh, but the vulnerability is in Java-based software known as Log4j that large organizations, including some of the world's biggest tech firms, use to configure their applications. Apple's cloud computing service, security firm Cloudflare, and one of the world's most popular games, Minecraft, are among the organizations that run Log4j, according to security researchers. The vulnerability can offer a hacker a relatively easy way to access an organization's computer server. From there, an attacker could devise other ways to access systems on an organization's network. Um, it could continue for possibly weeks as they address the issue. Um, and you know, um, cybersecurity researchers interviewed by CNN said it was unclear just how many devices on the internet are exposed to the vulnerability, but IT admins around the world are on notice and preparing for a long weekend of responding to hacks. Um, Log4j is buried deep inside products and organizations. It's going to be painful to fix, Beaumont tweeted Friday. Um, said Kevin Beaumont. It's basically locking the doors to your car, but then allowing anybody to show commands from Siri from outside the car and remotely drive it. Think of it like that. It's as secure as having automation give you a loophole.
And
So, well, this is a surprise to Hadroy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to kind of throw it on you, but I just saw this out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, Minecraft, Log4j. Anyways, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, Java is one of the major coding languages in the entire world that have many websites and applications just get hacked. Is, something that is alarming. And the fact that it can be used to break into devices and everything could spell alarm as well. Like, even then, it's been mentioned in the article, too, that, like, it's, like, a difficult to fix thing and that it's buried deep inside many projects.
Yeah.
Anything else on your end, or is that it?
Not really, except there's a cream cheese shortage. So yeah. Other than that, this critical flaw though, it kind of just shows that this is a lot of things in life. If you build your life on a rocky foundation or on an unsteady foundation, and you don't, give yourself a good like start, or you don't treat yourself when you start off well, or you're building on an outdated software, not migrating to a much better you're not migrating to a better security, I guess. It's like if you were to just let a house rot, eventually those walls are, and the ceiling and the walls are going to come down, and the elements are free to come in any way, shape, or form. It's very important to make sure everything is up to date and everything is patched, because nothing is ever fully secure.
No, I get it. Yeah.
And that's why we here at GAHCast promote NordVPN. Anyways, no, I'm just kidding. I had to fucking start off. I had to end it with a joke.
No, I was thinking the same thing too. We're both thinking the same joke. I'm like, oh, we have to do typical YouTube shit.
Yeah.
But anyways.
But yeah, link in not the description, because not sponsored. This is a fucking joke. Anyways, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
Alright, so our comment dates that we have done, because no one comments on our videos or mentions something on Discord. So if you like what you see here, comment down below or message on Discord, and we'll try to feature your comments as much as we can.
Certainly.
Other than that, I am HighJoy99.
And I'm FluufAlpaca.
And we'll see everybody next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Fucking Chloe Kodak.